What up, chat? We're gonna be reacting to a video from Mujin. Now he's a VTuber who covers a lot of like VTuber related dramas. I felt like I felt like I could offer my takes, my opinions on this drama as I have no stakes in it, so why not add fuel to the fire? But I just want to like add my like what I can get, what I can add to it, what I can take from it, and stuff like that. As it's relevant to any streamer on the up and coming, as it's better to learn from these behaviors as they go along. That way, That way, I'm hoping you already know. But if you don't know that, you can learn that. Hey, this behavior is not welcome, right? So, without any further ado, that diddly day. Let's get right into this thing. Let's get right into this thing. Yeah, the Cinder situation. I think that's her. I think that's the streamer's name. Yes, Cinder. It says in the title, Unmasking of Cinder. Okay. So we're gonna be reacting to this video here. We're going to be reacting to it, and what up, Gizmo? Thank you for the lurk. We're gonna be reacting to the whole Cinder situation. As I'm friends with a lot of like indie VTubers, lesser known VTubers, smaller VTubers, um, and this is a whole kind of like I would say brings to light any like misfortunate like don't treat people like shit. That's the lesson to be learned from this situation. Is one, let me get in camera frame. But the lesson to be learned is not to treat your people like shit. Don't treat people like shit, right? Now, um, it's easy to say that now after the whole situation transpired and everyone knows like what kind of person they are and stuff like that. It's easy to say that now, but before then you could not say that and about many VTubers and get away with it. Like you could like me personally, I only recently got into the VTubing scene and it was actually through a lot of smaller VTubers that I got into the VTuber scene, like smaller VTubers as in like not even as in barely breaching 1K followers on Twitch, barely breaching like 50K subs on YouTube and stuff like that. Like people who aren't the biggest of VTubers, pretty much. Like I follow Hex Juice, I follow like Miss Suck. Like these VTubers are not very common, not very big streamers whatsoever. They're much bigger than I am, right? Way bigger than I am, way bigger than I could ever hope to be. But other people making mistakes is not just mistakes that they can learn from, it's also mistakes that you can learn from. Don't make the same mistakes that other people have made in the past. Doesn't make you just look like you're repeating their history, repeating their stuff. Alright? Never, ever, ever. And don't throw yourself into drama as doing so is a bad thing. But without any further ado, today we are going to get into this VTuber drama here. Um, I'm going to react to this on stream, and I'm going to ask. Actually, I should probably DM him on something just to make sure like he's okay with me reacting to this, because I know he's like cool with people reacting to his stuff usually, but I want to DM him and make sure before I react to his video. So I'm gonna do that live on stream. Fuck it. Instagram search. Appreciate the alert, Gizmo. Fuck me. I'm gonna ask that first, but I'm gonna give my take on it because I read like some of the Google Docs and stuff like that, so I know kind of the gist of what happened. But I wanted to have everything that way I could give my take on it. But I'm gonna give my take on it anyway. What happened is just mind-bogglingly dumb, to say the least. Like one VTuber made friends with a bunch of like it's a bigger VTuber. Like we're not talking about small VTuber. We're talking massive indie VTubers here, like Bow, them type of VTubers, right? Um, and a lot of backstabbing, a lot of like just maniacal evil plotting behind the back and stuff like that, right? So so yeah, right. Now I always am. I never want to reach. I never want to breach someone's boundaries by reacting to their content without their permission. It's just personal preference. Um, yeah. Um, but I would give my take on. I'm gonna give my take on the situation regardless. This whole situation is just bonkers to me. As friends are there to support each other usually. Like they'll you ask and they'll probably like be like, and a lot of times they'll be more lenient if be more lenient with you, especially if you're their friend, because they're like they trust you. You should trust them as well. But stabbing someone in the back is just crazy. Going behind someone's back and actively talking shit about them, and just being an outright awful an awful friend at that point. You're an awful friend at that point because to their face you are putting on a show of, oh, you are still friendly, we're still cool, we're still best of friends, right? And then behind their back you're talking all of the meanest shit, all of the rudest possible things you could say, and you're actively screwing them out of like an art. I believe Cinder tried to screw Bao out of like an artist, and a couple other VTubers out of like an artist, and then they tried to screw them out of an editor, and they were just being an awful, awful friend and an awful, awful like just an awful person in general. Um, and of course, this all went through her manager, and that's who she inevitably put all of the blame on, which again is which people are doubting, which is fair. Like, because there was one piece of evidence where she knew what the manager was talking about and actually brought up what the manager was talking about and agreed with him. So it was like it's like a weird scenario, just outright chaos. Right now, I'm going to be watching the Mushin video myself here in a minute. You guys won't be able to hear it, but I'm going to be like reading up on it, listening up on it, and stuff like that. As I'm a huge fan of Mushin. I am subscribed. I like almost every goddamn video he posts because he goes in depth with it. This man posted a whole 2 hour video on this shit. Like this man is in depth with most of this stuff, right? Like if there's ever like VTuber drama, you go to Mujin. That's the first person to look up. Is VTuber drama, Mujin. Now what was really crazy was that he didn't post anything about like the Hololive incidents or anything like that. So that's really I also found out that I wasn't following him on Instagram, which is surprising. But yeah, we're going to I'm going to watch it. I might put on some music in the background just so you guys can and we can chat about it here and there. Yes, this is the Godzilla cave. Welcome in, Lev. Your seat's right over there. Your seat's right over there. We are discussing like VTuber drama today. I'm gonna be like I already gave my take on the situation as a whole. It's just bonkers, like crazy and shit. Um, let's go. Yes, you had a seat. We've played games together. Anyone who plays games, anyone who enters my chat gets a seat. Okay, it's not a permanent seat. It's a reservation. The Cinder drama. Yeah. Um, this is just crazy. This whole situation is just crazy. Um, like she is genuinely a fucking psychopath. Like Cinder is genuinely a psychopath based on like all the evidence and stuff like that. I'm not Jeebus. um, basically, Cinder tried to screw Bao, Silverfang, and a bunch of other VTubers from an artist that from working with a certain artist, working with certain editors and stuff like that. Just started trying to screw people and stab them in the back. It's fucking wild. I did reach out to Mugen to see if he would be willing to let me play his video on stream, as I don't feel comfortable doing that outside of stream. Um, I don't feel comfortable doing that like on stream without his permission. Like it's genuinely wild, and I'll leave a link to his video in the comments in here. Actually, give him his proper credit just in case. Like, and no, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make sure he has proper credit. I'm gonna pin it till the end of stream. Yep, because we're gonna go in depth with the shit. We're watching each and everything with this, each and everything. She was angry, right? She was. I know Lily was angry. I watched that stream. I was there for that stream. That was. I've never seen her that goddamn angry. I've never seen that person angry at all. That was terrifying. There is nothing more terrifying than a German getting angry. Oh fuck! Fuck. I don't know if Charlie was German. Her accent sounds German, so I'm assuming she's German. Nine. But no, I'm assuming her accent. I'm assuming she's German. I'm not sure if she is German. I follow Ein Lotta, who is a who has also gotten pretty big over the years. Who's a German VTuber. Um. Uh. And their accents do sound somewhat similar, like comparable, not like similar into where I could be like, I can see Lily being German, right? But also you have to take into, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to outright and say that hey, Lily's German. But there's nothing more scary than a European accent getting angry in a language you do not understand. But her accent, but her pretty sure she's from the Netherlands. But her accent sounds German. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, that is crazy to me. Like this whole situation. I'm gonna his video is the video itself is pinned. You can click on that link and go to Mushin's channel. We're gonna get into this here today. We're gonna get into it here. Alrighty. Let Mushin, I'm gonna let you take it away. All right. I'm not gonna let you take this away. You went in depth on the ship. All right. Pinned and link in the description box down below. If I decide to edit this on YouTube. Yes. Mushi goes in depth with everything. We're gonna put on some subtitles for you guys. She tried to suppress Bao, which is insane, and she owns gamer subs. She owns gamer subs, which is crazy. I was actually thinking about contacting her. So I was thinking about fun fact. Before I did the whole Zilla thing, like made my channel after Zilla. Yup, she tried to go for Bao. This shit gets crazy. It gets fucking wild. But no, I'm gonna be giving my takes like in between. But this artist right here is a real one. This get you a friend like this, right? Not afraid, like not afraid to put themselves at risk for others. This is a true friend to all. Support this artist. Nanolist, support this support this lovely individual. All right. That's wild. Yes, Nanolist was the MVP of the war. She dropped the bombshell and just fucking gave Cinder a wallop and a half that Cinder just couldn't recover from. Cinder just could not recover it. She's currently she. You could say that this Google Doc right here burnt her to cinder. Bow dropped the Google Doc on Cinder's head, bro. Oh my god, that's fucking wild. Silver, Silvervale, Spite, everyone, everyone just can drop Google Doc after Google Doc, and Shy Lily was just livid. She went off. I was terrified. Apocalypse. This is what I imagined when I was reading this shit. When I was reading this shit on my Twitter feed, like, what the fuck is going on? Is it the end of the VTuber world as we know it? God damn. Cinder gave you weird vibes, and you only enjoyed it certain twice. Me too. See me, I've noticed these two people's bullshit. I'm like, something's off about her. Anyway, oh, Mrs. Suck is live. Like I stick with the VTubers I actually like watch. Like I watched Bow a lot when I first like got into VTubing. Bow and another VTuber, uh Gagura I watched a lot of, right? But then I also got a lot of flack for now. Yeah, I know. I'm saddened by that, by the way. Like that made me genuinely like back away from my computer and just tear up a little bit. Cause like, damn, she's been here for my entire career. What the hell? And she's leaving? But no, end of an era for sure with Gora. Uh, but I used to watch a lot of Bao and Galgora, and I also watched a lot of Mrs. Now I found Mrs. Saka a little bit later as her indie character. Yeah, I'm excited for that as well. Um, but yeah, no, like that these situations are just shaking. This situation on top of the Gargora situation is just on top of Gargora leaving is just holy shit. Fucking the world's going into World War III. Now the VTuber world is going into World War III. What the fuck? I was actually thinking about make getting a VTuber model myself, to be honest, because my face is not for camera. In fact, my camera's actively looking away from me as we speak. Fuck you too, camera. Indeed. But yeah, no. I was actually the two. I was torn between Godzilla and an atomic alligator, and I think I might go for the atomic alligator style character for my VTuber model. Why? Because an atomic alligator just sounds fucking awesome and is American as hell. What creature's more American than the American alligator? Yeehaw! An Austrian human mode. He just turns human and just Hitler. He's just Gator Gator. Gaydorf crocodiller. Crocodiller. He sounds German as hell, but he's just Austrian. Crocodiller is wild, bro. uh, uh, Instead of touching kids, he touches birds. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell in a handbasket. This has gone way off track. Let's get back to the fucking video. God damn it. I can't stand the ASMR content. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real with you. XD do run away. But no, I can't stand ASMR content. I find that shit weird as hell. But if you're into it, I won't knock you for it. I mean, just not my thing. God, God damn. Sorry. Fucks with your head, it fucks with my head too. She stole this model, by the way. Bro, you stole that design from Smite. What the fuck? Bro. Mm. Also, by the by the way, one of the major things that made me feel weird about her is her models outfit choices. Like straight up, it was etchy as etchy. What the? Hold on. Uh, I'm looking. I'm looking formidable by the form. By the way, go follow that man. He's an amazing streamer. All right, all right. We're gonna Google up what etchy means. And I don't know what the fuck that means. Fuck it. What does etchy mean? Oh, okay, got it. I got it. Okay, lewd or lewd. Okay, that's just another word for lewd. Japanese word for lewd. Fun fact. Damn. His logo is behind my face. I don't know. I don't feel like moving my webcam, to be honest. Gamer subs, sponsor me, please. I'm just kidding. Hmm. This was just fucking biggest VTubers out there. Just yup, yup, yup. She took this fucking personally. Shy Lily took it fucking personally, mate. You know I'm getting serious when I start doing fucking accents, mate. Today's Australian, tomorrow it might be fucking Irish. I don't fucking know. Natalie. Uh-huh. Wasn't that bad. To be honest, someone who cares for their friends more than their own life. A great same, honestly. I can respect that too. Lily was pissed. Lily was about on that time where it's take no prisoners, comrades. I joke about it, but I joke about it because I'm what else am I to do? I'm not involved in the situation at all, so I'm going to joke about it. But no, that Lily was pissed off. This was absolutely just to put it into terms that are a lot more politically relevant than I'd like them to be. It was like World War III, pretty much. Lily was the fucking British people fighting the act like Natalis, right? And Cinder just let me put it this way. Cinder was Germany or Japan rather. Japan fighting like the British and the Chinese and stuff like that, right? World War V2, WWV. WWE just sounds like a wrestling corporation. World Wrestling Vans. It's not like a van wrestling company. Just World Wrestling Vans. We crash vans to each other for your entertainment. Tune in today. Today's matchup is Cinder Van versus the Shy Lily Freight Train. Shy Lily is the victor. Yeah. But yeah, no. It was like more like Cinder had touched Shy Lily's boat, and Shy Lily said, "Fuck it, we ball." Said, "Fuck it, let's drop the fucking sun." Twice. Also, respect to the people who lost their lives in 1945 and in World War II. Many people were lost in that war. Rest in peace to all those people. Mm-hmm. Mm. Smart on her part. That is so smart on her part. Because a lot of people will, especially if you try to come out with something like this and you don't speak English, it's hard to come out with something like this as you have to put it in English for everyone to understand. Especially going up against when you're dealing with an English VTuber like Cinder. Oh fuck. You guys can't hear the audio of the vid. That's right. Let me know if you guys can hear this now.
Note, any names that are censored here were censored because the creator in question did not provide consent to have their name revealed by the time of me posting this document. So this is already a handful, right? It's alleging many things,
This is
but
smoothie.
thankfully, Nano has a lot of proof in DMs. So she starts off with a section slandering other creators. I will start with screenshots
Yeah, that was an error. That was definitely an error.
showing
You
them
guys were
speaking
meant to hear
ill
the
of other
thing.
creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me that it's all in our best interest. In addition to spreading ill rumors, they also complain and accuse Bao of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. The screenshots below show them showing their affection and appreciation, immediately followed by spreading rumors and lies to make other clients appear problematic to manipulate any future decisions regarding commissions. So these are fairly recent DMs from January 2025.
That's just like wrong of you to do. Never do that. Like me, I try to be as patient as I can with artists, and being an artist, being like a hand drawing artist myself. I know how long it takes just for one piece and stuff like that, and I know how much effort goes into like VTuber models and stuff like that. Like this is just outright just pathetic. Like I'm gonna read this myself because fuck it. And I know he's going to go in depth with it, but I'm gonna give my take on it as well. I wanted to under Of course I want to understand, especially if I cancel her for the second time. Well, with blank, she's been giving a lot of bias and priority at whatever priority at GS, sometimes over Cinder, and we can't really confront them about it. Plus, she's gone 3D lately. Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our she Yeah, 2D I've heard is even more hell. Uh 3D lately, getting on our nerves. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. We've gotten to know her better being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with the things she does. We wanted to try and safeguard our most important artists from her since she's already taken our editor. Like Tombstone. And I don't mean to be, and I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore. He does, but he has to dedicate time for her now, and sometimes it gets in the way of our projects. Also, one of Bao's MV music video editors, the one that did the Boss Notch MV, and we're 99% sure she told him not to do any more work, not to do any more with us. But like the model art is the most important thing. That's the VTuber's entire image. That just comes off. That's just hella. Like, bro, what? That is just crazy to me. Not only are you gaslighting her, she's just an artist, bro. Like, I've worked with a couple of artists now, and they've all been lovely people who are out to make commissions, right? Art is one of the least paying jobs you can go for. I actually went to art school and dropped out because art school made me lose some passion. But once I got back into it, I'm like, and I got that passion for art back. That's true. That is true. You have to no. If you're a real VTuber, you have to make your own original character, and you have to make your own first model and stuff like that. Yes, I know. Um, I've tried making a VTuber model. I cannot for the life of me transfer. Like I have a couple of like concept arts over here in the sketchbook over here. I'm not grabbing it because it's really hot in this room, and God, that feels good to do. But no. But right now it's over there and it's closed, so I'm gonna leave it that way for right now. I've been working on making my own VTuber model and stuff like that, trying to get into the realm of VTubing, uh, of course. But I'm not one. I don't like. I'll check it out, Lev. Yeah, for sure, I'll check it out. Go ahead. Actually, Lev, post it in the art channel in my Discord server. Trust me, that is where all art should be going anyway. VTuber models included, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, like this whole situation is just fucking crazy to me. Like not only are you like just bashing someone else who's not involved at all for the most part, just because hey, we're trying to secure your artist. You don't have an exclusivity deal, right? As far as I'm aware, you guys didn't have an exclusivity deal. You guys just had you guys just had literally a basic deal. So now, so you're basically saying, "Hey, we don't want you work. If you're working for us, don't work for them." Like what? Why? Right? Like why? And like I know, like I've been looking into like different things. Like I have to set up a rigging software. I have to set that up. I have to set up and I have to set up a VTuber model, and I have to transfer my design into 3D. Like my design is absolute eight. Like I have a really cool like VTuber design that I can't transfer to 3D because I have really when I have a pencil in my hand, my arms are as steady as can be. But for some reason, when I'm on mouse and keyboard, my hands just get really shaky, and I don't get it. I don't understand what that is. I don't know if anyone else experiences that too. Like, just, my hands just get really shaky, and yeah. But yeah. But eventually, I'm going to get it. Eventually, I will be getting her done. You've experienced that, yeah. But eventually, I'm gonna get it done. Eventually, I'm going to like transfer it, at least the art to digital. Yeah, I had a drawing tablet that came with a pen and everything, but I my dog chewed at the fucking ribbons and smithereens. Yeah, I prefer a tablet as I prefer a bigger surface to draw with. Just personal preference. Um, but yeah, my dog tore my drawing tablet to smithereens, completely ripped it to shreds. Right? It's good. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. But indeed, yeah,
It starts off
everything
with
here is
Nano saying,
amazing.
"Of course, I wanted to understand it better, especially if I cancel her for the second time, lol." With Redacted saying, "Well, with Blank, she's given a lot of bias and priority at GS, which is gamer subs, sometimes over Cinder, and we can't really confront them about it, and plus, she's gone 3D lately. Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with.
Hmm.
We've gotten to know her better being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with the things she does. We wanted to try and safeguard our most important artist from her since she's already taken our editor. And I don't mean taken like he doesn't work with us anymore, he does, but he has to dedicate time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. Also, one of Bao's music video editors is the one that did the Boss Rush music video, and we're 99% sure she told him not to do any more with us. But like model art is the most important thing, that's a VTuber's entire image. Well, we love working with you. Cinder wouldn't be Cinder without..."
Okay, okay. Let's see. Well, we love working with you. Cinder would be Cinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea. Let me tell you the tea. Why? She's just an artist. Why are you telling her every little detail about the music video thing? Bao had original songs last year that had that MVs that had that music videos by her editor, and the songs flopped. What the fuck? Bro, she's just your artist. Oh, that's nice. Bro. Oh my god! Don't zoom in. I'm trying to. Not the reaction I wanted. There we go.
Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea about the music video thing. Bao had original songs last year that had music videos by her editor, and the songs flopped. Her editor met us at TwitchCon and was saying that he'd love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. We managed to have him squeeze in the Boss Rush music video between his work with Bao. He says he loved working on it and is super excited to work on the next music video project. The Boss Rush song blows up, and he's credited as the editor. I ask him when he's free to do the next project. All of a sudden, he changes his mind and is only working with Bao going forward. No explanation. Nanolist replies with a panicking emoji, and then Redacted continues, there's some
Right here is where you can tell it's fucking. He's livid at this, by the way. Like he is tilted at this, by the way. Here's where you can tell. 100 times better than her original songs last year. Tilted Towers. No, like a literal mouse for free. Yeah, no, that is just crazy. Why are you so tilted? Why are you so angry? You need to be more positive, right? The Bao hate sickens me too. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck did Bao do? Bao's always just vibing on. Every time I enter a stream, she's just vibing. It's the one stream I go to, and I feel genuinely feel bad if I were to cause chaos.
context missing since we know how Bao is behind the scenes, but basically, we don't have a music video editor now for our next Boss Rush project. We think Bao got pissed that her editor did an original song music video for her friends without her knowing, and it did 100 times better than her original songs last year,
Damn.
that she locked him up so no one else could work with him. And then had him make it public on Twitter that he was only working with her going forward, like a literal announcement tweet. And now she's been barking up the tree.
How far up your own ass are you? God damn. Like God, like God damn. Maybe just maybe he didn't. He maybe just maybe he preferred working with her, and he liked working with her. So he's like, okay, I'll stick with this one moving forward. What the fuck? It's not that difficult of a concept to understand that, hey, it's called preference, exactly. Like, it's not that difficult of a concept where, oh, this person did this person did that, right? Like, no, they probably just preferred working with this one individual. So, hey, they decided, hey, I'm only going to work with this one individual. And this bottom line right here pisses me off. She has a way of guilt tripping people to get her way. Artists have free will too. Exactly. Wait, never mind. Don't tell him that. We make the most BS shit possible when they remember they got free will. We make the most BS shit possible when we remember we got free will. Like an alligator wearing a swastika. I'm just kidding. I call him Crocoditler, and he's going to lead the the Great Gator Brigade, the Great Gator Brigade against the Floridians.
Free of of one of our live 2D animators, so like in you and a Nano model. Nano replies with, yeah, looking for me sounds sus for sure. Redacted says it's so annoying. I don't know,
What the hell, bro? Like Nana, that they manipulated this girl real hard.
man. She has a way of guilt tripping people to get her way.
Talk about being a hypocrite with that last line right there. Talk about being a goddamn hypocrite with that last line right there. Good God.
So these are the DMs from January, and it's already looking kind of bad. Nano continues in the document saying, Red asked me to cancel on one of their closest friends, Bao, by asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me into thinking it is okay since she has many connections and she'll be fine anyway, so I wouldn't feel guilty about it or worry too much. It was and
I
is
have a genuine question though. Like this is just for the VTuber community as a whole. I'm not very like in depth with this shit. But whenever there's drama, why is it always a Google Doc? Like it's a genuine question. I've always had like, why is it always a Google Doc? It always it's always racked my brain a bit. It's a shared file. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
upsetting to me that Red contacted me specifically to check on me canceling the model I
That
had
makes sense.
planned
It
with
being a
Bao.
shared file
So
and
these
everything.
DMs are from August 2024 with Red messaging her saying, did you cancel models? Nano said, I did not. Red replies with Nano arc delayed to 2026.
Bro, what? Bro, you gaslighting. To implement data from a lot of sources at once, it can be removed too quickly, and it can't be removed too quickly. Got you. All right, let's read this one. Mhm. Did you cancel the models? I did not. Skull emoji. Nano arc delayed to 2026. I'm scared to cancel with Bao. You shouldn't be. She has many connections. Best. You already designed her outfit? I remember her showing it to us at WeebCon. I can give her the design for free as an apology gift. What a gaslighting piece of shit. What a gaslighting piece of shit.
Nano replies with, I'm scared to cancel with Bao, to which Red says, you shouldn't be. She has
The
so
link
many
that's
connections.
pinned
She'll
is the
find
YouTube
someone
video we're
super
watching
fast.
by
Did you
Mujin.
already design
Great
her
YouTuber.
outfit? I remember her
Amazing
showing it to
YouTuber.
us at WeebCon, to
Better
which Nano
content
says,
creator than I'll ever
yeah,
be.
I can give her the
That's
design
a
for
fact.
free as an apology gift. This is so scummy, man. You have to understand, commissioning a VTuber model is a very lengthy process. Everything from the initial concept, to the design, to the rigging, to the testing. If you don't pay extra, it might take a year. If you pay double, it might take a few months, but it takes a while anyway. And finding
Yeah,
someone who's both talented and has a free schedule is almost impossible. So this idea of, oh, she has so many connections is very insensitive and
that is very insensitive. Number one. Number two. It is like me personally. I've worked with like two artists, right? They made emotes for me, and I love both emotes designs, right? Like I would recommend these two artists to anybody, right? Right. In fact, one of the I was only able to give one of them the true artist role, as they made my new animated emotes, my new animated emotes, and they came out fantastic, right? But but always respect the artist because you don't know what they're going through, the stress they're going through, what's going on behind the scenes for them. They're human beings too. Treat them as such, right? Like always remember that creativity isn't something. Yeah, you can pay for them to use their creativity on you, but at the end of the day, they can always choose not to. They can always say, "Yeah, no, we're not going to. I'm not going to do that." Right? Right? So I've been actually looking into like learning how to rig my not just learning how to rig. I've been practicing rigging with a couple of like base models I got from VTuber Studio just to work on rigging and stuff like that. That way I could, when I do eventually make my VTuber model, I will be able to rig it myself. As I don't, as it is very expensive. Also, why the fuck did I accidentally join the call? Fuck. As it is very expensive to deal with that, right? But making your artist cancel with another streamer is just baffling to me. You are actively telling them, hey, don't make money. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you're gaslighting into making them think that that is a benefit for them. No, that's never a benefit for them. Bao is one of the biggest VTubers out there. That is an amazing connection with Nano, regardless. For this Nano person, regardless, right?
Scummy. Nano clearly is nervous and doesn't want to cancel, but Red keeps pressuring her to do so.
For
Such
real,
weirdo behavior. Nano
weirdo.
continues in the document in the next section, titled Exclusivity and Blacklisting Other Creators. In the messages below, they mentioned wanting an exclusivity contract, but they didn't want to pay for exclusivity. But rather, when a creator from their blacklist comes asking for a commission, they would guarantee me model work for Cinder only, and if anyone asked me for commissions, they'd commission me instead to compensate for not working with other creators. This felt very strange given that one of the accusations they made was overworking their editor, yet their solution to me working with other creators was for them to essentially overwork me to keep me from working on other projects. The messages below show that their primary concern is that the more non-Cinder models I make, the less valuable my existing models become. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist that by working with other people, I'm somehow making my existing models less special. The following screenshot is one of them setting up the blacklist, saying I'm not allowed to work with any new clients or create any new outfits for VTuber 1 specifically, and justifying those things by saying that with each model, my art becomes less unique and special, and therefore Cinder somehow will become less special. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane and hurtful.
That is just less special. Artist to artist. If you, no matter what you do, no matter what you do, your work is special. Even if you draw dicks on a chalkboard, your work is special. You are getting it out of. You are letting your mind be creative. No matter what you're drawing, that is always going to be special, even if it's only special to you, right? It will always be special to somebody, right? Never, ever, ever believe that you working with other people is going to make you less special. You going out there and doing that to other people is going to make you less special. Never, ever do that, right? That is just baffling to me. Art is there for you to be creative with it. Like I get like exclusivity contracts kind of weird me out. Like I get like if the artist like says it should be something the artist has to bring up, not the creator, right? Right? The artist should have to bring that up and to make that a thing.
Hurtful. After realizing what taking a deal with them would really mean for both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. So this first screenshot is also from January 2025, very recent, and it starts off with redacted saying, I mean like, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusivity, what would you need to make that sustainable for you? Nano replies with, maybe you can share one of your ideas and I can check what I think. Half an hour passes by, redacted doesn't say anything, Nano says something.
Okay, let's read this. I mean, like, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusivity, what would you need to make that sustainable for you? Yes. All right.
And it's, okay, so I got some ideas for this, I guess. Redacted says, I was driving. What are you thinking? Nano says, okay, so I asked help from my friends. They don't know it's you, so don't worry. So a monthly fee, calculating my monthly earnings. Also, how long would this be? And if this counts for models I already worked on? Redacted replies with, well.
Well, I think the main things we're looking for are you to not take any brand new model clients and to not make any new model slash outfits with again VTuber one again. This turned out to be Silver Silverfang, I think her name was. Yeah, Silverfang. You're still able to work on models now for all of your other existing babies, and your artwork corns wouldn't be affected. Columns wouldn't be affected. One of our concerns is that more nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. Blah blah blah. And second is there's a few existing. We just would rather not be able to have a model from you. Maybe not any new babies at all. And unique, which is your artwork. Right here, they're talking about Smite. I think her name was Spite or Smite or something like that. I don't follow her channel either. I don't follow Cinder either. I follow Bow, and that's how I got wind of this situation was from Bow.
I think the main things we're looking for are for you to not take any brand new model clients and to not make any new models
Uh-huh.
outfits
The
for
sheer
blank
audacity of this
again.
bitch.
So this is them deliberately targeting one VTuber in particular. Anyway, he continues, you'd still be able to work on models slash outfits with all of your other existing babies, and your artwork commissions wouldn't be affected. One of our concerns is that more nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. And by the way, guys, when he says nano babies, it's a VTuber term, so typically people who will make your model are called pop
Definitely out of spite. Definitely out of spite.
or mama, and the VTuber commissioning them is their baby. Okay, yeah, I know it's weird if you're not into VTubers. Okay, you don't have to tell me, but now you know. Anyway, he continues, and second is that there's a few people that we just would rather not be able to have a model from you. Maybe not any new babies at all. The reason why I brought this up at all is that there's been a lot of bias with another one of our partners with certain creators, and we'd rather these creators not have what makes Cinder unique, which is your artwork, just drama. An hour later, Redacted comes up with an idea.
The AFK. That's oh my god, the audacity of this man. The sheer audacity, bro. So basically what he's saying is, yeah, don't make art for these three people ever the fuck again. Right? I know they give you like a lot of fucking money and shit, but just fuck no. But is there any way to add a little bit more since one of them asks me for art every now and then, right? We could do it like, oh, when they ask for art, just tell them no and we'll buy more art from you. Hmm. Huh? What the fuck? Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Saying, what about we can pay blank
Motion take
for
away,
you
because
and you
I'm gonna
don't
say
have to
something. I'm gonna
discount it
say
from the
something. I'm
next
gonna
payment,
regret on
and we'll
Twitch.
continue giving you lots of model work, I think around 4 this year right now, but you don't work with blank, blank, or blank at all again, models or art. I don't think you've ever done anything with blank or blank before. We also have another gamer subs label for you too, the AFK. This is absolutely wild. Look at how many people they're blacklisting over here, okay?
Yeah,
Nanolist
pretty
replies
much.
with, is there any way to add a little bit more since blank still asks for art every now and then? Redacted says, we could do it like when blank asks for art, you tell her no, and then tell us so that we buy another art piece. Like, so you still get a job from it. Now, I'm sure you're wondering who these censored creators in the message are. Well, now we know. This is the full message, with Redacted saying, you don't work.
This is just, bro. I mm, mm, mm. And we know that Silver is this third artist. Cotton too. Cotton too. Yup. Cotton was in this shit too. I was appalled by that. I was appalled. Just straight up appalled by it. Like mm, mm, yeah. Uh huh. I was appalled by that. When I said it was nuclear, I mean it was nuclear. Career ending. I don't think Cinder will come back from this. Sure, she'll still have viewers, but she's never gonna get back up to the 3,000, like the 3,000, 4,000 range, pretty much ever again. Cinder's career as a VTuber is over. career growing status as a VTuber is over.
With bow, cotton, or blank at all again, models or art. I don't think you've ever done anything with bow or cotton before. These are again very big independent VTubers that call Cinder a friend. This is one of the most shameless things I've ever seen. Gatekeeping art from friends and also gaslighting a very talented artist. It's wild. Now, bear in mind, there's a VTuber that's still censored here, and throughout the document, you'll see a person of interest called VTuber1. Those got revealed later, and we'll talk about them in this video,
Yeah.
so don't worry. Nano then continues in the document, saying, another example of speaking ill of other
What
creators right
exact?
after
I'm
they saw
with
I
you,
was
Lev.
working with
I'm
Shy
with
Lily,
you
trying
100%
to
here.
once again make the idea
I'm
of
with you,
working with
Monarch.
other
Don't worry about
clients
it.
seem like I am setting myself up with problematic people who will do me no good in the long run to get me to reconsider working with them. They also continuously kept asking about my other clients' plans, which for them made the antenna go up and immediately went into slandering Lily. And when Nano says Lily, she of course means Shy Lily. They consistently try to reassure me that despite their best efforts, they just happen to keep trying to bring drama in as reasons for me to go exclusive, and that working only with Cinder is them trying to look out for me. So this is extremely recent, like a couple weeks ago, right? In
Hey, now, do you have more plans with Lily besides just the model, like outfits or merch or anything? Been just the model support. Okay. Her asking for a model recently made the antenna go up. She's been acting weird towards Cinder lately, and we don't know if something's going on. That's gaslighting 10 fucking 1. After V card launched. Hmm.
mid-April 2025, with Redacted saying, hey Nano, do you have more plans with Lily besides just the model, like outfits or merch or anything?
Nope.
Nano says, been just the model so far, to which Redacted says,
Lily
okay,
gets the
her asking you for a
Flammenwerfer.
model recently just made the antenna go up. She's been
Get
acting
the
weird
fucking
towards Cinder
Flammenwerfer.
lately, and we don't know if something's
Permission
going
to go
on. Nano
apeshit.
says, oh, that's weird. Redacted says, ever
Granted.
since after
Go
V
fucking
card launched,
apeshit.
which is a VTuber
Go
trading
buck
card
wild
game
and
that
have
Shy
fun.
Lily helped launch. Nanolist says, but what do you consider weird? And Redacted says,
Alright. Around V-Card's launch, they were talking and collabing, and I don't know what happened, but her asking you for a model after that was just weird. Even though she said she doesn't plan on getting a new model anytime soon. Gonna put gonna put Cinder in the showers. Oh, 9. 9. Oh no. uh no, she's gonna put her in the shark tank. Get it right. The shark fart tank, of course. You know what I'm saying? Fucking love Shy Lily. Like I'm not like tuned into Shy Lily, but I tune into her streams every once in a while when I'm bored. Oh my god, they mind it. She's entertaining. She always recommend Shy Lily.
lately dipping out of collabs they were both a part of at the last minute and now ghosting her messages. Cinder's raided her a couple times on Twitch in the past week, and Lily won't acknowledge Cinder by name. Just like pretty weird, petty stuff. I don't know. Nano says that's super weird since they both share the same
Shy Lily is a pretty lewd one, but I love Shy Lily's energy. I love her energy. Um, I'm not like it doesn't matter if you're lewd to me. If you can entertain me for like more than 5 minutes, I'm following you. It's just my brain is very simple. Dance, dance, Sharky dance. Okay, she danced. Good. Here, here's a dollar. My brain is very simple. Right? Like I can, but this is just way too like deep even for me. Like my whole thing is like I watch a smaller VTuber who's pretty fucking lewd. Her name is Mrs. Suck. If you realize she is in my Discord, she is in the server. But she always has fun with what she does, right? She felt, yeah, she did feel for. Like I've only been in one of Cinder's streams. I lurked it, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me, and left. Which is fair. Not every streamer is gonna hit with everybody, right? So
store
Let's get
lol,
back to the video.
referring to GamerSups, that they both have partial ownership in, and Redacted says, around VCard's launch, they were talking and collabing and I don't know what happened, but her asking you for a model after that was just weird, even though she said she doesn't plan on getting a new model anytime soon. I don't know, hate that we keep
Fun fact, fun fact, they were upset that he's saying right here, oh, like he rated her a couple times, she just didn't say anything. They rated her during a sponsored stream. During a sponsored stream. And she's like, hi, Raiders, hi. Yeah, right? Like, it was a sponsored stream, so they rated her about that. Yeah. Rating is a positive thing. You're sending your viewers, your community over to the other person. But, it was during a sponsored stream, and she was like, hi, Raiders, welcome in. We're doing, we're playing this game here. Be sure to check it out. It's like a sponsor stream or whatever, right? Right, just genuinely focusing on the stream and the game in general. They're trying to sell the game, right? It was a game sponsor, so she was trying to sell the game and stuff like that. Um, and they got upset that they got up and Cinder got upset. I don't know. I'm not. We honestly don't can't be 100% sure if Cinder got upset by it, but Redacted was hella tilted about like that Lily gave zero reaction, pretty much to the raid, right? Which it's a poorly timed raid. Read the fucking title before you raid someone, right? Like I always read the title. I always lurk the person who I'm most likely to raid, right? Like that night, I'll lurk the person I'm most likely to raid out to, just cause. Hey, you never know, like if I'll get more than like two or three viewers, right? I'll send them to, and you want to keep them entertained, so you send them someone you think will be entertaining. So that's what rating is, and yeah. So she sent her community to Shiloh's community, and so it was something that usually happens on Twitch and stuff like that. But it was just a poorly executed raid, poorly timed raid. I'd say that. I'd say. Anyway, Blank looked a bit menacing. I don't talk to her. I think that could be an attempt. Could be an attempt. Maybe. Of screwing Lily out of money? Maybe.
bringing you into
Feels like we're gonna have to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Cinder and wants the same model, Mama. You gaslighting, conniving motherfucker.
drama, to which Nano says, yeah, I thought it was quite early to go for a new model. Redacted says, feels like we're gonna have to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Cinder and wants the same model mama. So of course, I don't have to tell you, Shy Lily is also one of the biggest independent VTubers on the planet, and she is someone that considered Cinder a friend. Now we have proof that she was backstabbing her too. Nano continues in the document.
I said Sharky. Shiloh's a goddamn orca. I am a disgrace. I need to walk
The
my
idea that they
shame
need to stay
after
informed
stream,
and
of
gauge
course.
the competition is extremely upsetting and toxic to me.
Yeah.
The competition they're referring to are people I thought they considered friends who always helped, supported, and platformed Cinder. When I pushed back, the immediate response was blaming the other creators and implying that they initiated it by trying to work with me and that somehow justified their actions. They imply Shy Lily ignored Cinder when she spent over a minute thanking the raid, which you can see in this clip. Let's watch it together.
Ignore what you just saw. Okay. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Hello! Oh! Hello, Raiders! Hello! I am playing Berserker. It's called The Last Berserker Kazan. We were sponsored, but the game was really fun, so I just kept playing for like a million more hours. Hello, everyone! Hello!
Mm-hmm.
The Pyropop raid. Hello, Pyropops. What did you guys do? I am low-key addicted. I usually okay. So most people know me for my gacha addiction, but
Right, so I think that's enough proof to see that she acknowledged the raid and did her best to interact with her and her community when they raided her. So this idea that she ignored her completely is totally false. And I think it was just them hoping that Nano would be too lazy to actually find the stream itself and see Shy Lily's real reaction to the raid. Again, very scummy behavior.
For
On
real.
that same day, Redacted and Nano kept DMing each other, with Redacted saying, "Real, is it just Cinder and Blank you've been doing continuous model outfits for? We'll have the demon update list plus final arcade reference for you soon as it's finished." To which Nano says, "I think it is. I have an outfit for Blank planned too. As for Blank, got nothing for now, but she always comes up with something." Redacted asks, "Do you know who's rigging Shy Lily's model?" Nano List says, "Gonna be Blank." To which he replies with, "Thanks, Nano. Sorry for all the questions. Just gotta stay informed, especially when it comes to our top artist. Never a break." Nano says, "Don't worry, just don't stress too much with the side things. It's bad for balding." Redacted replies with, "I'm gonna go bald now. I'll keep you in the loop about anything else going on with that." Nano replies with, "The balding?" And Redacted says,
This is definitely the baldest man in to ever experience balding. I hope you know that. Like, it's definitely like the most bald individual. Mm. No, you fool! Just stupid drama. The balding. Even in a stressful situation like this, Nano still finds a sense of humor somewhere. I'm proud of her. Call him the And look, she's calling him out on it. Bonk, bonk him harder, bonk him as hard as you can with a fucking stick. She does. She Nano has a. I love her sense of humor. She's Nano seems funny. I love her or him. I don't know. I don't know genders anymore.
"No, you fool, just stupid drama. Gotta stay competitive even when we shouldn't have to. Also, your profile picture looks like a guy with a mustache." And Nano says, "Don't go too far on the competitiveness. It can get bad. Gotta chill sometimes." To which Redacted says, "Hey, it's not us. We aren't the ones getting a model from the artist of the other Gamer Subs owner out of the blue and ghosting them and refusing to acknowledge."
This is where I my right like before I could be like, okay, okay, whatever, whatever. Just you're paying me money. I'm that's not my problem, right? I'm still gonna get the money from the other person too. I don't care, right? But this is where red flags would have went off in my head. Like, okay, you're just fucking up in my business now. Cause oh, right, like oh, you just want all the tea, don't you? All the tea, don't you? Right? And I'm just like, no. I'll be like, okay, dude, seriously, fuck off. This is next level shit indeed, Lev. Next level shit indeed. But no, like gamer subs owner, right? Right? The other gamer subs owner. Like this is just pure spite to someone you viewed as a friend. That is crazy.
them. You know, this is made weirder by the fact that both Shy Lily and Cinder are co-owners of a company, and this is how Cinder is treating her. Her competitiveness knew no bounds. She would probably push a toddler off a bridge if it meant getting 100 extra viewers on Twitch.
I mean, shit, I'd punt a toddler off a bridge for free. Wait, what? Toddlers are no. I'd punt a spoiled brat toddler off a bridge for free. Clarification: if they're acting like just a spoiled brat throwing a fucking temper tantrum on the ground, just being obnoxious crying machines. Oh, I'm punting you into that river, and then diving into and then diving in and grabbing you out before you drown. I'll jump down myself. Hey, if I get 25 extra viewers, I'll go to a river and just sit there and fish all day. I will get a fish license and dead ass do that. I do not care at this point. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Uh 200 gifted subs and we go fishing, chat. Yeah, fishing stream. Just a chill fishing stream sounds fucking amazing. Just chilling out in the sun, you know. 200 gifted subs and we go fishing.
Okay? Nano continues in the document saying, below I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable on being dragged into drama, and they responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all while trying to guilt trip me. It is ironic and crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues, only for them to on multiple occasions mention other people's alleged drama. So this is where things get real, because it's not
I hate to say this, but this is Luigi's server in a nutshell. Just drama. Now, it's been better lately because, you know, a lot of people got mad at me and I left the server. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to leave the server, and because I seem to be the main problem with the server right now, so I'm just going to leave. Hopefully that fixes your issue, right? Right? Send a single sub. Yeah, I feel bad for Luigi too. Like, he's going through it in life. Like, life is not being kind to him whatsoever. Let me get a shout out for my main man, Diesel Luigi. Right? It's getting better. It's just a lot of personalities together that just fucking clash. And that is never a good thing. My server is getting to be the same people. I know. But no, like that server was just a lot of personalities that were clashing at once, and it was just not a good environment. When I first joined, it was good, it was great. Then after, uh, I'm gonna call her wifey died. Wifey died. It was just a bad. It just went downhill from there because one of the most chill people I ever known, left the server completely for the most part, and was just AFK for the most part. Um, so it was just gone for a good portion. He came back, but he's just not there, which I wouldn't expect anyone to be. It hit hard. It I don't feel comfortable, like, disclosing any information on that. That is up to Charo Taiga and her family to disclose that information. Um, but after that, it was just bad. Like, it was just bad. It was just a very, like, and a lot of people healed from it, but there were some who didn't. Like, we avoided the game Among Us for ages because of that. Yeah. Um, but we know, like, to an extent of what happened in Among Us and stuff like that, but we don't know, like, but we've avoided Among Us entirely after that. We've avoided a couple of games after that, honestly, because she just meant that much to us and stuff like that. Um, like, I have a certain amount of respect for Luigi. I always will, right? But just a couple of things like recently that happened just egged me the wrong way, and it's like I might need some distance, man. You feel me? That so I'm no longer in Luigi's Discord server. I'm still gonna pop into his streams here and there, just say hi, let him know I am still alive. You know, because at the end of the day, petty drama is just fucking dumb. It's a dumb reason to end a friendship over. It's a dumb reason to end anything over. Yeah, yeah. Um, right. It's not like it was just a my mental health thing that made me leave the server. It wasn't nothing that happened recently at all. It was really okay. My mental health is genuinely deteriorating. I need to take a step back from most being in staffing multiple discords at once. and just focus on myself for a bit and focus on me, what makes me me, right? So I might start streaming solo for a bit, or I might start streaming with very limited collabs for a bit, just to focus on myself and focus on bettering me as a person, right? Um, I realized my mental health was just deteriorating, and what really like, and I was just getting paranoid of different things for no reason, and it just wasn't a good vibe. Time check, 1:29. At 2:30, we are going to at 2:30, I will be taking my dog for a walk, which is in about an hour, right? So
Not redacted
yeah,
doing the talking,
just
it's Cinder
go follow him.
directly. The DMs were from February 11th, 2025, so just a couple months ago, and it
Uh
starts
huh.
with Nano saying, Cinder, just wanted to say sorry for stepping back on the exclusivity deal. Wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked about that with Red, but I just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that. After all, Blank is still a client, and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. Just wanted to let you know I still love working with you in Red, but I'll understand if things doesn't work out because of Blank. I just love my clients, that's all. 3 hours later, Cinder replies with, I get it, Nano, and it was unfair to push this on you, but it's just really confusing going back and forth about it. I just get compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Redacted asked about not making any more models for her. And when you said, I understand if things don't work out, it makes me feel like you're okay with not working with me anymore, which hurts so much after all this time. I really appreciate you, Nano, and it's your decision who you ultimately work with, but this is how I've been feeling.
Hmm. Gaslighting girl boss ass bitch. I'm just kidding. This right here is the most genuine message I think I've seen Cinder send. Right? Like, I can see this being a lot way more genuine as way more genuine as like, yeah, I get that does like it shows a bit more understanding of the situation. Yes, 100% choice. An artist will always have 100% choice in their client, in their clientele, right? Regardless. If they cut you out, they cut you out, right? Um, but this message does seem like genuine when reading it back, like hearing it back. This message right here seems a lot more genuine to me at least, right? Like I understand that, yeah, I understand that things don't work out because of blank. I just love my clients. That's all. I thought there was a mouse on my desk for a second. It was just my mic moving. Oh my god, I just freaked the fuck out. I almost had my heart just dropped to my ass. Oh my god, I was about to fling a mouse across the room. Oh my god. But no, but yeah, no, that is just yeah, like that. I could see how I like reading that over. I could see how one could speak. Poor mouse. um, but I could see how someone that could make someone feel like that, if that makes sense. Like I could see how if it doesn't work out because of blank, I just love my clients. That's all. I can see how it could make you feel like, oh, it just makes me feel like you don't want to work with me anymore, right? Which is gaslighting 100%. I could also see how someone could genuinely feel like that if what Cinder claims to be happening is true. Like she didn't control her manager's messages and whatnot and stuff like that. Like her manager was just going AWOL. Like I could see like this being genuine in that scenario, right? But everything else points more towards it not like more towards it just being a Lily being a psychopath. Not Lily, goddamn. Cinder, fuck. Brain, you farting piece of shit. My brain just completely fucking farted and forgot who I was talking about with the name on my screen. Yeah, not out of her own heart, but like her manager made her do it. Regardless, like, no. Like, her manager probably made her make that apology and made himself take the blame for it to save her image. What little image she had left.
Nano continues in the DMs, replying with, I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about.
Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna read this myself just because I like to read things myself and let my brain understand it better. I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about being compared to blank. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more. But I would never give blank any priority over you. Also, they're they're not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear minded. I'm also fine not doing her models, but at least gamer stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% national to her. That's all. And this is where she loses all fucking things, right? It's not me, but other people's opinions of us. I'm just trying not to get involved in any drama that other people want to talk about comparing us. But I understand where you're coming from. Nano, there's no hard feelings. What the fuck? Like, bro, what? Who is comparing these two? Number one, I know who the blank is. Who is comparing these two? Who the fuck is comparing these two? There is no comparison unless you're talking about Smite. No hard feelings, she said, by the way.
Being compared to blank. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more. But I would never give blank any priority over you. Also, there's not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded. Also, I'm fine not doing her models, but at least Gamersup's art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% an asshole to her, that's all. And Cinder replies with, it's not me, but other people's opinions of us. And I'm just trying to not get involved in any drama that other people want to talk about comparing us. But I understand where you're coming from, Nano. There's no hard feelings. And Nano says, sorry about this. My mental is just a bit weak. Cinder says, same girl. To which Nano says, I'm sorry for bringing this to you. Cinder then replies with, I want you to get that money. The whole situation is just kind of sucky. I want to just get along. And then Nano specifies that the phrase that she said, I understand if things didn't work out, meant that it would be mostly if you hate me for not burning blank down from my list. To which Cinder reassures her, saying, I would never hate you. And Nano said, thank you, and same, I'm just an insecure bitch.
Hey, yo. You are not just an insecure bitch. You are not just an insecure bitch. Do not talk about yourself like that. Do not think about yourself like that. You are what makes Cinder function. You made Cinder who Cinder is today. Right? And now that she doesn't have you anymore, I want to say kudos for you for finally seeing that light. You are amazing, Nano. You are talented, you are amazing, and you should keep striving for future successes. You should keep pushing forward. Keep pushing that goddamn P for the love of God, for the love of all that is holy, for the grace and the might of the Lord, for the land of the fucking holy. Make it your last goddamn, even if it's your last goddamn stand. I'm sorry, I'm a Sabaton fan. I always have to quote them. That's fine, Lev. I don't care. I don't care. You could be my 1,000th viewer, Lev. You'd still be special to me.
Cinder ends this conversation by saying, I love everything we've done together and I want to keep doing more. People saying dumb shit online just makes me stressed. Nano continues in the document, saying, justifying their behavior by stating they are simply looking out for me when none of this has anything to do with me to begin with, and manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them despite the loss of work from long-time returning clients and new clients. As you can see, this is already a handful, and we're barely halfway through this document.
Why do I torture myself? But no, my ears. Ah! You did it to yourself, Lev. You did it to your fucking self. But no, this is just they are justifying their behavior. But Cinder here, I think, is being at least partially genuine because again, Nano is what made Cinder happen. She said it herself so many goddamn times that Nano is what made Cinder happen. So she is at least being genuine in the part where she is very grateful for the work. But there's also a hint of jealousy in that, if you will. Welcome in, welcome in. We're taking a deep dive into VTuber drama because why the fuck not? You had your earbuds at max volume. Oh, nine.
Document is called Concerning My Work and Models as a Team. Another example of going after other clients of mine from before, claiming that having more clients alongside them makes my work less special, with the recurrence of "it's just business," manipulating me into believing that working with her is special for multiple reasons and that I risk losing that special something as a client if I prefer to work with others. No acknowledgement of
You definitely deserve that.
my reasoning and need of working with other clients due to the nature of my work, solely focused on their issues. I would also like to note again that this screenshot is one of many occasions that indicate that Red speaks on Cinder's behalf. I was originally concerned with everything going through Red that it may not have been 100% of Cinder's feelings or wants. I messaged her about it to make sure that he spoke on her behalf and confirmed with both of them this was the case. So this is it. Some people read only the first few pages of the document and concluded, wait, this isn't Cinder, this is just her manager. He's probably speaking on her behalf and she has no idea. Well, this right here confirms, no, not only was she aware of what he was saying, but she fully agreed with everything her manager said. These DMs date back to November of 2023, and it's Nano starting off the conversation saying, hey Cinder, hope you're doing okay. I talked with Red and I believe he talked to you already, and I thought it would be best if I just check here personally. Actually, I wanted to know better your thoughts because Red tried to talk to me and I think I misunderstood things. To which Cinder says, I'm doing good, what's up Nano? Nano then says, oh, it's mostly about this.
Not to discredit any of your work, because everything you work on is top of the line incredible. But when everyone's a nano baby, it feels less special to be one, if that makes sense. Boy, fuck. Zilla, shut up. Zilla, shut up. You're gonna get yourself banned off Twitch. You don't need that right now. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. You are a scum of a human being. It's just business. Oh, whoa, oh, oh. This is where she lost all like before she was being genuine, right? This is where she loses all of that. I understand what he means, but at the end of the day, it's just business. Of course, we love working with you and want to keep working together. But if you prefer to work with other clients instead of me, I know it's for a reason for you to help for you for you to help grow, and not because you don't like me. That's gaslighting. That's 100% gaslighting. You could tell that she's fucking stressed about it. Being one of your very first model, Bepis, was so amazing. I was happy to be able to find someone to help you with L2D cutting to improve your skills. And I think that's a big part of why everyone loved the 1.0 model, and then started asking you for more of them, for them. Want to work on. It's just business. The fuck is this, Wolf of Wall Street? Damn. I can have Red send you a list of our plans for the future, blah, 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 blah. It feels special to have to only have your model art for all of my outfits, but just let me know. Bro, you just outed your. Oh my god. You just outed yourself for being in on the loop of him shit talking Shy Lily. Rookity. Give it to him.
Yes, and it's a screen
Poke,
cap of
poke
what
him in.
Red said in their DM saying, not to discredit any of your work because everything you work on is the top of the line incredible, but when everyone's a nano baby, it feels less special to be one, if that makes sense. Kind of been getting the same feeling from gamer subs lately too. To which Nano says, I thought on canceling some models because of it, but then I realized it's not really fair to me. To which Cinder
It's not really fair to you. Rookity's nuts.
replies with, I
Fuck
understand
off.
what he means,
Fuck
but at
off,
the end of
Lev.
the day, it's just business. Bro, what is this? The mafia?
Uh-huh.
Pointing a gun at your head and before shooting you saying it's nothing personal, it's just business? What the hell is this? She then continues, of course we love working with you and want to keep working together, but if you
It's
prefer
just
to work with
business.
other clients instead of
It's
me, I
just
know it's for a
business.
reason for you to help grow and not because you don't like me. Being one of your
It's just business, I swear, Bull Trigger. You call Rookity's nuts. God damn
very
it, he
first
caught the
model
Pokemon.
babies was so amazing. I was happy to be able to find someone to help you with live 2D cutting to improve your skills, and I think that's a big part of why I love the 1.0 model and then started asking you for them. I can
Lev,
help
say hi to
Redacted send
YouTube.
you a list of our plans for the future and estimated due dates, so just let us know what you actually want to work on. That way I have time to look for someone else if you don't have time for my projects or don't want to do them. It feels special to only have your model art for all my outfits, but just let me know if you don't have time for me to be an
Say
exclusive
hi to
nano art
YouTube.
baby anymore.
Quick, you're on
Nano then
screen.
replies with, it's no personal reason. I would never do something
Wow.
like this to you or anyone, but yeah, it's important for my job to reach far, and I like working on different projects and people. I never ever said I don't want to work with you anymore. I told Red that even though I have my other works, I will always
Wait. Hello, hi. Hello, hi. There's Lev. He's saying hi to you guys. He's in the background. He's saying hi. There you go. All right. Let me not block anything here. Make sure I'm not blocking anything here. All right. All right. I also think it's important to work on projects you're excited about. So I'll go through my plans with Red and send you our ideas and see if it's possible with your schedule. I know he can be a little pushy sometimes, but it's because he's just doing business for me to grow too. And he absolutely loves your work just as much as I do. I'll update you guys ASAP. Sounds good to me. She
have a
just
way to get you a
gaslighted her.
priority spot when possible.
She just
You'll always
gaslighted
be
this
my
bitch, bro.
special baby. Cinder replies with, I also think it's important for you to work on projects that you're excited about.
Also,
So I'll go through my plans with Red.
Mushin logo drop, bottom right corner. Go to Mushin's channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go to Mushin's channel and subscribe already, you fucking dimwits. And her gaslit fantasy, indeed. Can I take a canister of gasoline and just pour it all over her and all over her like office and shit? Since she's obviously a hellhound, she's on fire, right? Wouldn't it just spread everywhere? I mean, when Seth Rollins says "burn it down," he doesn't mean burn it down literally, Cinder. Goddamn.
Red and send you our ideas to see if it's possible with your schedule. I know he can be a little pushy sometimes, but it's because he's just doing business for me to grow too, and he absolutely loves your work just as much as I do. Nano says it's okay. We'll update you guys ASAP, and Cinder says sounds good to me. Nano continues in the document saying Red tries
We're
to make it
only
look like they never meant for it to appear
24
like they
minutes
wanted me to
in,
be
and we've
exclusive
already
by framing it as something I
basically
wanted. While
Cinder
immediately
is already
doubling
pop
down on the
enemy
fact
number
that me
one.
working with more people makes my work less special and no longer unique, as if every design is just a Cinder clone. These are DMs also from November 2023 between Nano and Redacted, in which Nano says, so it's about working with Cinder. My friends told me it's a bit unfair for me to stop working other models, so I do more for Cinder, which I agree with them. I'm a free artist and I should
From our hot her jealous. I feel like the fuel would literally combust into thin air before it hits her from how hot her jealousy runs. God damn. God damn, that's crazy. All right, let's read this. So it's about working with Cinder. My friends told me it's a bit unfair for me to stop other models, so I do more for Cinder, which I agree with them. I'm a free artist, and I should do whatever the fuck I want to do. Facts. That's factual. I don't want to take sides on any drama or situations. I still will always have a way to open slots in Cinder, but I won't be having her as my only customer. Stand your ground, girl. Hell yeah. I agree, you're a free artist, and you should do what you want to do. But I was under the impression that taking on more Cinder work was what you wanted to do. We were making you do that. Ooh, she called him out too. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. She called him out. Let's go, Nano. Let's go, Nano. Okay, bro. We standing Nano after this, bro. Right, right. We standing Nano after this. I don't care. Nano stands assemble.
Do
We
whatever I want
stand
to do.
Nano
I
after
don't want
this.
to take sides
Bad.
on any drama or situations. I still will always have a way to have open slots for Cinder, but I won't be having her as my only customer. Redacted says, I agree. You're a free artist and you should do what you want, but I was under the impression that taking on more Cinder work is what you wanted to do. I didn't think it was like we were making you do that. Nano then says, guess we got a misunderstanding on both sides? It's more about this. And she replies with the initial message from Redacted in which he was like, yeah, not to discredit your work or anything, but whenever you work with other clients, it makes your work less special, right? To which Redacted says, oh, I see. I mean,
Hello there. That's with anything though, not just your work. If you have something special and then everyone wants and gets that thing, it makes it less special. This dude is just a poor fucking manager. God damn. But every single model I do is unique and I make them special in their way. It's not like I'm selling Cinder to everyone. Please don't feel this way. Nano, stand your goddamn ground, girl. Fuck these people.
what I said is still
To anyone in a situation like this, right? And you're like, man, I'm in a situation like this, and you want to learn how to, and you want to like figure out how to go about it without ruining your client. They're not a client anymore, right? Fuck them. They are gaslighting you. They are making you do shit you don't want to do. That is ballsy as fuck. Santa Claus is ballsy as fuck, right? Right. But always remember the two most important words in a situation like this. Fuck off. Uh huh. Type those two words and everything, and it'll solve a lot of your problems. You won't be gaslit anymore. That's for damn sure. Because standing your ground against people like this is always going to make them backpedal. Especially if you made their VTuber model, it'll make standing your ground will make them backpedal hard as fuck. As losing you is a game over, pretty much. Fact, factual. That is factual. They can get pretty fucking evil. But no, I'll tell anyone to straight up fuck off. It's just in my nature. Hey, bot that bot band. Fuck off.
true about how we feel, but I wasn't saying you had to only do Cinder work from now on. Uh huh. Bro, what the hell is this, man? He then continues,
Even
that's with
Mushin
anything
fucking
though,
losing
not
it at
just
this
your
point.
work. If you have something special and then everyone wants and gets that thing, it makes it less special. I'm sorry you were under the impression we were trying to make you only do work for us. I will keep things more business talk and less emotional, lol. Just let me know how this will affect your schedule so I can
Who
tell Cinder
won't?
after. Sorry for the stress, Nano. To which she replies with, but every single model I do is unique and I make them special in their way. It's not like I'm selling
But the thing is, you say fuck off, right? Amber Turd loves no drama. I agree. But when you say fuck off to like a big streamer like that, you always say fuck off and just document the reaction to it. Like document what's happened before, right? Right, what was happened before. Call them out on that shit. Be like, okay, fuck off, right? Show that you just said fuck off, 2 words, and show their reaction. Yeah, because at that point you are then calling and then post that as a Google Doc, right? Like, yeah, yeah, Fuck this person in particular. I'm out.
Cinder to everyone, please don't feel this way. Redacted then
Right?
says, no, I know, you pour your heart and soul into your models and they're all incredible. And Nano ends this conversation with, I'm
But shout
sorry
out
I
to
made
Nana,
you
bro.
both
She
feel
did
this way
amazing.
too. So textbook manipulation, textbook gaslighting,
Take
textbook
screenshots. Yup.
backstabbing. I mean, is there anything here that doesn't scream manipulation to you? Reading through these DMs, I feel very sorry for Nano. She clearly loves to make art and is so conflicted here because she values Cinder as a friend and client, but at the same time, her gut feeling tells her something's wrong. These are very unreasonable demands.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the document continues. It's simply business. Normalizing their behavior once again by stating that it's simply business to sabotage other VTubers' careers and not work with them and focus on Cinder instead. This is again from November 2023, in which Redacted says, it's okay, Nano. You're just making a living and making a name for yourself, and I can't blame you for accepting work from other big names in the industry and having very desirable talent. If you end up filling your model schedule again like it was, let me know. We'll have to replan some things depending on that. Nano replies with, thank you for understanding my side. We're all trying to have our names somewhere. Just don't take this personal or anything. I still love working with you guys, and again apologize for the trouble on your plans. I'll still revisit my list and see what I got. He then says, business is
Business is business. Bro. 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 Oh, hell no. This man said business is business. Mm, 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 mm. I'm putting you under the microscope now, buddy. Uh-huh. You are in the street and having very desirable talent. Bro, you are just milking this shit, bro. Talk about Glaze Central with that, homie. God damn. Wolf of Wall Street has taught me enough to know the signs. Fuck it, bro. Filling up your model schedule again like it was, let me know. We'll have to replan some things on that. Business is business, you see. I got a gun to your head, but business is booming. Fucking stupid.
business. If you want to go through the projects we talked about and let me know which ones you'd want to do too. Later on, Redacted replies to another message from Nano in which he says, I don't want to take any sides on any drama or
Bro
situation.
thinks he
And
is
he
the
says,
mafia.
is this about blank model Nano?
She's broken at this point. She lost the battle. Salute to Nano. She lost the battle, guys. She lost the battle of keeping her sanity because these fucking dipshits. Oh sevens and oh, and can I get no 07 from Levin chat, please? Yep. That's the oh 07. Yep. Oh 07. Nano, you lost that fight, but I'm glad you came out the other side alive. That's the best part. That is the solace I can give you with your mental health is that you made it through it. You fought that battle. Now on to better things. Now on to bigger and better. She lost the fight, but she for damn sure made sure she won the war. That is how you do this shit. when kid, I forget who made the song, but when they said this is how we do it, right? Th- Up, you look that song up. All of a sudden, the thumbnail's now just Nanolith. All right, just Nanolith and just Nanolith beating the shit out of Cinder. This is how we. That song's gonna be stuck in my head now. Fuck.
Nano. Nano says, yeah, I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Cinder. I just want to do pretty models, no hurt feelings. Redacted then says, business is business, to which Nano replies with a
Business
crying
is
emoji. Redacted replies with, Nano, you're a freelance artist and Blank is a longtime client, so it makes sense to continue doing work for her. I understand the logistics of it. At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. Nano replies,
Ooh. Give me hammer, I will bonk. Give me hammer, I will bonk. I do not like this redacted fellow at all. He has proven to be a psychotic villain, and Cinder seems to take no accountability for even hiring this guy at all. Oh my god. Right. I really appreciate.
replies with, I really appreciate for understanding my side. I do understand your side too, but sadly it's something between you two, not me. I shouldn't get involved in this fight. I just go art. Brr. Redacted.
I just go art. Man, her sense of humor is peak, bro. Like blank specifically. Mm-hmm. Too much. My mistake. Thinking this way. It's okay, but we are good for real. I feel it. This does breed like a fucking weird breakup. What the fuck? What the hell?
Then says, right, I know. I just didn't think our conversation sounded like I was trying to make you not work with her on a model.
Asterisk test. Asterisk test. Text. Fuck off with the asterisk text, you gaslighting son of a bitch. Ooh, I hate that. Ooh, it rubs me the wrong way so goddamn much. Oof. We're only a half an hour in, and
Like
I've been
blank
streaming
specifically.
for
Nano then says,
damn
maybe
near
I just
2 hours.
considered the situation too much. My mistake for thinking this way. And he says,
And I
it's
have a
okay.
half hour
Then Nano
left to
says,
walk
but are
my
we
dog
good for
and shit.
real? This feels like a weird breakup. I'm stressing. And Redacted says, me and you are good, but I still have to tell all this to Cinder. It'll be fine. Don't worry. I think she's still sleeping. So it's just a constant back and forth. It's very exhausting to talk to people like this because in 2023, they made her think that by taking on other clients, her art meant less. Then when she confronted them about it, they were like, we never meant that. We just want you to work
Damn.
on Cinder's models.
I can't even
do what
say
you
that
gotta
out
do.
loud.
But then we saw very recent DMs from 2025 as well as 2024 in which they were telling her, do not work on models for these people in particular. This just keeps getting worse and worse. Nano continues the document saying, damage control, making sure none of this reaches the other VTubers and is all kept hush-hush, while also providing proof that they know what they do is ill-intended and should not get out, as it would cause issues for Cinder's career to be painted in this light. Note that the uncalled shot at VTuber 1 is even spoilered, a hidden message in Discord, so it wouldn't accidentally be leaked. This was from the same day in November 2023. A lot was revealed that day. Nano says, I try to be transparent as much as possible. I think it's more fair for both.
You damn right I can laugh at it. I try to be transparent as much as possible. I think it's more fair for both sides this way. You didn't tell blank you canceled because of Cinder, did you? I told all of them it was health issues. Ugh. This man, these people are evil. Evil! I would never blame anyone besides, ooh, Nano's been turned, but she can't, but we need to know, but we need to learn. But, but we need to know, she came out the other side. She learned the error of her ways. We cannot fault Nano for this message. Gaslighting motherfucker. I
Sides
will.
this way, and Redacted says, you didn't tell blank you canceled because of Cinder, did you? And Nano said, no, I told all of them it was health issues. I would never blame anyone besides blank. Redacted then says, lol, we never want to make you feel like we're making you or forcing you to work on / not work on something, especially if it's something you want to / don't want to do. And our conversation the other day doesn't mean to convince you of only doing Cinder work. Again, sorry that it sounded to
She
you like
can't
I was
pick a
telling you to do.
side. She can't pick a side, and this guy's forcing her to pick a side, which is dipshit move. Dipshit move. And it's like, oh yeah, you can work with them. And it's like, no, don't work with these people.
Only Cinder work, I'll message you later. So ever since 2023, Redacted and Cinder have been obsessed with just this one VTuber, always tracking what she's doing and not wanting her to hire Nanolist no matter what. Here you can see Redacted saying, well, let's see if blank wants a nano model or not, and hope blank finds someone else. Nano continues in the document saying the constant obsession with VTuber 1 and claiming that she's asking for it by causing this unspoken competition, which is coming from absolutely no other source than Cinder herself. So Cinder was convinced this VTuber was competing with her directly and wanted to steal her thunder. It's censored in this document, but we'll later find out who this is because she also made her own document. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while.
That's
Nano's
crazy.
document ends with around 3 or 4 screenshots showing this absolute obsession with this VTuber and the unhinged thought process that Redacted and Cinder had towards them. This is Redacted saying, I think it's more like wanting her to recognize Cinder even though it literally doesn't matter. I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them, like they need to one-up each other because blank can't get along. But I also understand her point of view. The new VTuber who people say looks, sounds, and acts like you becomes just as successful as you in a year. If she did recognize Cinder as an equal or a friend, then I would be like she's endorsing her copy, or like I've seen some people say her replacement. They share a lot of the same audience too. Like at the end of the day, it isn't just about how much we make compared to her, we just want her to recognize, hey, Cinder is a big VTuber too. She got there on her own merits, just like you did, get along. And the marketing potential and money they could make if they teamed up. I just know anything we do, she's watching and will take from or try to outdo. Oh my god, you know the spinning figure we have on stream? Blank's figure was announced on Wednesday, no spinning figure. Cinder debut Saturday, everyone hears about it. Figure announced, spinning figure on screen with exclamation mark figure right next to it. Blank streams yesterday, first stream since Cinder debut, guess what? Spinning figure with exclamation mark figure next to it. Now this might seem confusing, but we were just talking about VTuber 1. But there was another VTuber that both Cinder and Redacted were obsessed with, a Cerberus pup VTuber. Here we have Redacted talking about her mid-conversation, accusing her of copying Cinder every chance she got.
Ironically, Cinder's been copying this VTuber every chance Cinder got.
Saying, then like a month later unfollowed her on Twitter and started taking her ideas, Cinder's ideas, like the flames, and now she's basically rebranded to more of a fire Cerberus, using fire emojis all the time, shaking my head. Never did that before. It's funny because she used to call herself a hellhound, but stopped when Cinder grew past her and now uses Cerberus, or Cerber Pup, or whatever her lore says she is, I don't know. Nano says, the unfollow is weird, and then Redacted says, yeah, so it's like, there was also unprovoked tweets from her, like, I didn't copy anyone else for my design is all me, this is who I am. Like, huh? Who are you saying that to? Then he continues and says, oh, lol, on random Cinder clips on YouTube, there was one dedicated Blank fan or someone she knew, I don't know, that would comment on these clips saying like, when are you going to clip Blank? Only on Cinder clips. Nano ends this document by saying, I'd like to highlight the irony of expecting to be entitled to recognition for her own efforts and size when her own active efforts are tied to sabotaging this very same VTuber. Also feeling entitled and insisting to be recognized by someone else is odd. Thanks for taking the time to read through everything. I hope everything makes sense and everyone who has been hurt, manipulated, or sabotaged by her will find closure. So look, this whole idea of, oh my god, this VTuber's copying me or whatever, this isn't the first time we see it in the VTuber space. It happens more often than anyone would like to. But Cinder, as well as Redacted, were taking it to a whole other level. They weren't just concerned by someone copying them, they were obsessed. And they were dragging their artist who has been loyal to them into this mess as well. It was a very, very bad look. Some people were analyzing some of the DMs between Cinder and Nano, and this part right here, where she says, being one of your very first model babies was so amazing, I was happy to be able to find someone to help you with live 2D cutting to improve your skills, and I think that's a big part why everyone loved the 1.0 model and then started asking you for them. Made people think like, wait, what are you saying here? Are you saying your skill is thanks to me because I found someone that can help your live 2D cutting? And the reason everyone even started to look for you is because they loved my model first? It seemed like Cinder believed Nanolist owed her for the success, that she would be a nobody if it wasn't for Cinder. What a very weird attitude to have. Additionally, here's a screenshot of all the models that Nanolist worked on. Oh my god, I have to censor that.
I'm glad you censored that. Good fuck.
Dude, her boobs are literally out of the outfit. What? Anyway, as you can see, they don't look the same at all. They're all very special and all have their unique traits. This idea that the more models she worked on would devalue her work as an artist was a ridiculous claim to make. And everyone can see that now. But speaking of everyone, what about her close friends that she backstabbed so shamelessly? What was their reaction? Well, Cottontail was one of the people mentioned in that document that both Cinder and her manager were trying to keep away from Nano, even though they were friends, in which Redacted says, you don't work with Bao, Cotton, or Blank at all again. She tweeted this, saying, this may—
Yep, this made my... I didn't see this tweet. Oh, fuck. This made my stomach drop to read. It makes me very sad to have things come out like this. Sending Nano and Bao so much love.
made my stomach drop to read. It makes me very sad to have things come out like this, sending Nano and Bao so much love. I mean, I can't even imagine thinking that someone is my friend and they're out there in DMs getting their manager to gatekeep an artist from me because they think I'm a threat to them. But of course, Cottontail was far from being the only one affected here. 5 minutes after Nano released her document, Bao quote tweeted and said, I was very hurt by someone I thought was a friend with her own Google
But
document.
this is the
Now,
Google
look,
Doc
many
I
friends
saw.
of Cinder were involved in this, but
I
Bao
was
was more involved than most because this
livid.
didn't just concern
Woo!
Nano, it also
I'm
concerned
still
editors
livid.
as well
Fuck
as
these
animators.
people.
So here's what Bao had to say in her document, saying, "Hello, this
Throw
is
them
Bao.
into the
I will
ocean.
only speak to what Nanolist has decided to share with the public, and the messages that directly mention me by name. I would like to kindly ask everyone to refrain from turning this into a witch hunt and remember that we are still humans at the end of the day. Before I start, I want to point out why I'm addressing both Cinder and Redacted despite the messages being largely from Redacted. Many times throughout the messages, the words we, we're, our occur numerous times. As someone who was close to and worked with Cinder for years, I have firsthand experience in how Cinder and Red collaborate and the extent to which Red operates as her primary point of contact in her professional and personal projects. It is that experience that leads me to believe that all requests and messages sent by Red were both known about and approved of by Cinder. In March 2024, I announced that one of my subathon goals was a live 2D model. This right here is the tweet of her announcement. If she reaches 10,000 subs, she's going to commission a new sexy mommy live 2D model. That's what she's referring to. She then continues, Nanolist was going to be the live 2D illustrator. After she finished both the design and base model sketch, there was suddenly back and forth on whether or not she had the physical and mental capacity to continue my model. I was very sad as I had not only teased a screenshot of the model sketch on Twitter, but I had grown very attached to the design and showed it to all my friends in a private group chat that Cinder was a part of. I shared how devastated I was, and she did not comment or say anything despite others in the group chat comforting and reassuring me. I now realize that the reason for her silence was because Cinder and Redacted were deliberately sabotaging ongoing commissions and blocking VTubers such as myself from having access to art from Nanolist. She then shows us the same screenshots that were in Nano's document, in which we now know that Bao, Cotton, as well as other VTubers were directly targeted by both Redacted and Cinder. Bao then continues in her document and says, Nanolist asks Redacted on why he is encouraging her to not finish my model. Redacted then lists my name amongst various VTubers as well as the vendettas Cinder and Redacted harbor against each. She then lists all these reasons that they were targeting Bao. The first one being, Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. The second, she hijacked our YouTube editor.
This
The third,
had me
constantly
ready to go
picking
to
up artists
war.
that we
I
work with.
am
The fourth,
told
now
you.
she's barking up the tree of one of our live 2D animators. And the fifth, has a way of guilt-tripping others to get her way. This is what Redacted lists as reasons why Nanolist should cancel her ongoing Live 2D commission with me, all the while continuing to collaborate with me and pretending to be my friend. This is not what friends do. Friends do not
This is not what friends do. 100%. Guilt tripping is evil in all ways. Indeed. Lying and just being a piece of shit is also evil. These people are just pieces of shit.
not sabotage other friends out of
Like
business
turds
opportunities.
in
Friends
the
do not
wind.
spread lies to fuel selfish narratives. Friends do not use the private information they get from the privilege of being close friends just to use it to manipulate others. If stepping on your friends and abusing your power and connections is how you get to the top, then I hope you realize no one will be left when you get there. She then links another screenshot we saw in Nano's document of Redacted asking, did you cancel the models? And then says, more screenshots of them urging Nanolist to cancel the ongoing Live 2D commission with me, even mentioning how excited I was about it when I showed them the design during Cinder and I's concert at WeebCon in 2024. That is so scummy. Again, this is a screenshot that we saw in Nano's document. So then Bao mentions something that happened in this conversation between Nano and Redacted, in which Redacted was urging her to cancel the model with Bao, and Nano saying, I can give her the design for free as an apology gift. Redacted then said, I wouldn't offer it for free, maybe half price if she starts shit, lol, and Bao quotes that sentence of Redacted and says, I don't know what I have ever done to either Redacted or Cinder to deserve this level of vitriol towards me. I don't remember having any issue or any problem that couldn't have been solved by talking. So yeah, this is really, really screwed up, obviously. I mean,
I didn't see that line. I want to punch him in the fucking mouth. Oh. I want to punch him in the fucking mouth even more. Ooh. 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 Boy. I know you ain't talking with that redacted ass hairline of yours.
anyone can tell, right? It's like Bao murdered one of their family members and got away with it. Like, what did she do, man? Anyone who's ever worked with her has said nothing but good things about her. Out of all her friends, she decided to target the person who is probably the nicest out of all of them. Anyway, Bao continues, saying, regarding the messages where Cinder and Redacted openly accuse me of stealing their YouTube editor, Boss Rush music video animator, as well as any artist they have worked with, she attaches an image that shows an email between her and Kaiser, their YouTube editor, in which she says, Hi Kaiser, nice to meet you. I was just watching your stream highlight from me and Cinder's collab, and I really loved your editing style and humor. I was curious if I could request a video edit from you every now and then if you have any availability. My username is Bao on Discord if you want to chit chat more there. Thanks again. And Kaiser says, Hi Bao, I'd love to edit a video for you. I just sent a friend request on Discord. Bao continues in the document saying she hijacked our YouTube editor. Their YouTube editor, Kaiser, is a mutual YouTube channel editor for myself and Cinder. My channel manager, June, and I asked Kaiser for one stream highlight per month as we are aware of his extensive position as Cinder's channel manager. I made a point to note this in my inquiry email to him in 2023. She then shows a screenshot of a call that lasted 5 hours and says, on March 20th, I started a group Discord call that lasted 5 hours to hang out with my editors. In this group call,
She is
Kaiser
the nice
shared with us that he
bro.
was afraid to ask Cinder for a
Bro,
raise because
I
he
want-
initially turned down an exclusivity deal. As a friend to both Cinder and Kaiser, I encouraged him to take the deal and
This
reassured
palm
him
right
that
here
it would
is
not change
a
our
redacted
friendship, as I
space.
would
Don't
never
worry.
want someone I care about to miss an opportunity, even if it meant I would lose him as an editor. The other editors who were in the call can corroborate this. I'm sharing this context
I'd
because
be
there are
punching
no
it harder
words
if
to
it wasn't
describe
my
the
hand.
hurt and betrayal I feel now, knowing that on the other side of this conversation, Cinder and Redacted were actively portraying me as a thief and a detriment to their business. I've only ever supported them in their activities and never once thought that I had somehow gotten on their nerves. She then quotes what Redacted said in
Wow.
the DMs with Nano,
Wow.
a sentence that said, Bao had original songs last year that had music videos by her editor and the
Holy
songs
shit,
flopped. Bao then says, I'm in shock and disbelief that this is the narrative they decided I deserved, saying that I harbored an invisible jealousy because my songs
Fun fact, she had TMJ pain, which she actually had to get fluid drained from her jaw. God tier gaslighting, by the way. Holy shit. Fucking big brain gaslighting right here. This man needs to go to the gaslighting Olympics. He needs to win a bronze medal. Because he obviously don't deserve fucking gold. Fuck out of here. Redacted ass hairline, redacted ass moral compass. Bitch, get the fuck out of here.
flopped made me feel sick to my stomach. In late 2024, I was dealing with debilitating TMJ pain that resulted in me having to drain fluid from my jaw joint to open my mouth properly. They both knew this. I have
They knew. They knew. Lev, get the Flammenwerfer. Tonight, we died in Valhalla. I'm just kidding. On it.
always wanted my friends to succeed alongside me, and I don't know how they
I'm
could
gonna
say
lose
these
you on
things
it.
while simultaneously weaponizing my most vulnerable
Don't
moments
do that.
against
I'm
me.
just
I mean,
kidding,
at this
man.
point, no comment.
I'm just
right?
joking.
Like, no comment. This is disgusting. For
This
years,
is
they were trying
completely
to backstab
disgusting.
her as hard as they could. She had no idea.
For this is 2 years of just having a knife and just trying to just like, oh shit on. I'm gonna get you this time. Oh, I'm gonna get you this time. Oh yeah. Like, bro, what? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why? Just bullshit, bro. Fucking can't stand.
Idea. She thought they were friends. So this was her clearing up the whole idea that she stole their editor. She did nothing of the sort. But then there was the topic of her animator. So here she quotes the sentence that Redacted had told Nanolis, which is, we're 99% sure she told him, Sacramore, her animator, not to do any more with us, referring to the Boss Rush music videos. And these screenshots were in Nano's initial document. Bao says, in these messages, Cinder and Redacted are referring to my animator, Sacramore, whom I have been working with since 2023. She proves this by showing DMs between them in 2023. Bao saying, hi, I'm going to bed, but give me your rates and turnaround time for a video.
Yep. Cinder is definitely the most entitled VTuber I have ever encountered. Outside of one VTuber who I refuse to mention. If you guessed Yaki Risu, you guessed right.
Like the Bao Experience one, me and my editors loved it, and Sack said, yo, all good. Then she continues, in 2024, Sack asked me if he could go completely exclusive for me and work for me in-house with no credit in order for him to be able to quietly work on his personal projects and brand without having
I haven't
YouTubers
watched the
ask him
Jelly
for more
video in
commission
like
work.
years.
I was happy to accept. I want to reiterate that this was Sack's decision and no one else's. Then she says, here is proof of Sack mentioning his wishes to be my in-house animator directly to my channel manager June back in December 2024, refuting Redacted's claims that I locked him up due to Boss Rush's success. These DMs between Sack in June, her channel editor, have Sack asking, yo, is it fine if going forward I don't be credited in video descriptions? To which June says, okay. Sack then says, thank you. I'd rather just be more an in-house type of thing for Bao after this blank thing is done. It's the last commission I ever do for anyone besides Bao, and want to make a name for myself through my own content and not really my work for others next year. So again, Bao showed up with a proof and she's showing us how delusional Redacted and Cinder were. Bao then ends this by asking, why aren't you solving this privately? And then replies, if you look at the timeline of events from Nano's document, some of those messages date back years. I found out about this less than 48 hours ago, and they did not give me common courtesy of talking to me privately about this over those years. My thoughts, feelings, my most vulnerable, darkest moments that I shared in confidence with people I thought would be by my side years and years from now may have been used as information to ruin my chances to have the same VTuber model as someone I thought was my friend, and I don't know how it can ever be the same after this. I would like to ask the community to refrain from spreading any harmful speculation. Everything shared in this document was done so with the express permission of those who shared it with me. I made this document with the intent to refute the claims made about me in the screenshots. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Yeah, what a roller coaster.
Oh, I'll be back, chat. Hey, Lev, have a good night. All right, we're gonna finish out this drama just so I have this in the VOD. All right, but so far this is just completely fucking insane to me.
Right? And I just feel very bad for everyone involved in this, of course, except Cinder and Redacted, because this is a horror story. Imagine opening up to someone, thinking they're your friend, always thinking about what's best for them and not coming in their way. And then it turns out that not just recently, for years, ever since you knew them, they've only had negative things to say about you privately. That is wild, and that of course will traumatize a person. It's crazy. The VTuber Sane compiled all the different collabs and things that both Bao and Cinder worked on to really show how much of a terrible person she was talking like this behind her back. The song used in the video is a song from Cinder, I'm pretty sure, so I'm gonna mute that just in case she wants to copyright me. Here you go, look at this. They collabed so many different times and met up IRL so many times too. Like, look at this tweet from Bao. Love you, Cinder. The fact that this is your first shot at anything musically is incredible, and I can't wait to see where you go from here. That's my girl. Like, this is insane. The people who were mentioned in Bao's document made sure to confirm publicly that what she was saying was true. Her channel manager June quote tweeted the document Bao posted and said, "Hello, I'm Bao's channel manager, and yes, I was there in the call with Kaiser, Bao, and Sak, and Bao encouraged Kaiser to take the raise. It was definitely something she thought would be best for him. Bao supported any opportunity or anything that Kaiser would choose to go." Sak, who is her animator, also quote tweeted the document Bao posted and said, "Feel free to read if you want. Go show love and support to both Nano and Bao though," and linked a Google document that recounted his experiences in this entire situation. So Sak starts this document off with, "This is going to be very unorganized, but I'll try and keep this brief since I don't really think that they, Red specifically, deserve any more of my attention after hearing what they have said about me and also how working with them was." So he specifies again that he wanted to go anonymous and in-house, not because Bao forced him to, but because he wanted to. Wanted to focus on his own channel while not worrying about having to be commissioned by other people. Then he addresses what Redacted told Nanolis about him, where he says her editor met us at TwitchCon and was saying that he'd love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. Sak says, "When me and Cinder initially discussed working on a music video project at TwitchCon, everything was fine and friendly. However, the part that is stated as practically jumped through hoops is, well, a bit of an overstatement to say the least, since they had asked me a significant amount of times trying to get me to work with them after I told them no multiple times, and I only said yes because they offered double pay." So in this DM, you can see in September, Redacted reaching out to Sak asking, "You wouldn't happen to be available for a music video in a week or two, would you?" And Sak saying, "No, I'm completely full every day this month and earliest I could do is November 9th. Sak really tried to make it work but couldn't find any slots in his schedule. Redacted would continue asking questions. How long does it take you to make a music video? What do you need? And even with Sak saying multiple times, "I really can't, I'd love to, but I just can't," he says things like, "Okay, thanks though, Sak. You're missing out on a good one." Like, bro, he stated he wants to, but just can't. Redacted then keeps messaging Sak, talking to him about project specifics, asking him how long things would take him, and seeing when he's free. And then on the 12th of November 2024, Redacted messages Sak saying, "Are you available? Sorry for getting back to you so late." Sak says, "All good. I'm still 100% down to do it. I would be able to start like the first or second week of December for like mid-December release. Is that okay?" And Redacted says, "We were hoping end of November release," to which Sak says, "Oh yeah, that would be impossible for me." Sak then specifies, "Like I said, I'm still super down to do it and really hope to be able to work with Cinder on the video, but my schedule is always super packed / fully planned weeks and months ahead without much wiggle room, so just let me know what y'all would like to do or feeling." And then Redacted says, "What if we pay you double?" Sak then says, "Blank and I'll cook," to which Redacted says,
What the fuck, bro? Weirdo. Weirdo, 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 weirdo. What the hell?
"As you can send the invoice to blank whenever, we'll get it paid ASAP." Sak then continues in the document saying, "Also, I'm not sure what they're on about with Bao not knowing about me working with them, since I asked Bao with Cinder and Red standing right next to me at TwitchCon if it was fine, since I had agreed to do all the Halloween album but would probably miss one of the songs, and she had no problems with it at all. So even though this would sacrifice the music video for one of Bao's songs in her album, she still said, 'Yes, please go ahead.'"
Alright.
Cinder with Cinder and Redacted, saying, also, the stream was pushed back for the reason of the video wasn't done yet. Song was going up at 2 p.m. if I remember. However, this part really got under my skin due to the fact that it was just straight up not true, and if something goes wrong in the video production line, no matter who's at fault, the blame will always fall to the editor/animator pretty much every time. I'm still not sure why stream was pushed back. So it felt as if I was getting passive-aggressively blamed publicly on stream in front of thousands for the lateness really upset me, since the video was not late even under a very tight deadline where I did not even receive all the artwork until the 18th, the first full master until the 19th, and was then asked to also make a teaser version as well as an ad for the end of the video for their merch on the 21st, which I was not informed of at all prior to planning. I also had skipped going home for Thanksgiving after having a family member pass to get this video done and rushed the hell out of it. Entire video was done from scratch in a little under 2 weeks, since there were quite a few both visual and audio assets I did not have at the time that even remotely resembled what the final product will sound like. So I felt like this was an attack on my work ethic, which is something I take quite a lot of pride in. I did not receive the merch assets until the 27th as well either. Even with revisions and all the extra trailers, the video was completed and delivered on time with enough time for YouTube to process the 4K version. There's probably more that I should clarify, since I'm aware this is unbelievably poorly organized, but I'm very tired and don't feel like giving any more energy to these people. If there's anybody who has questions for me, just send me a DM. So this clears up more things that were happening behind the scenes between Sack and Cinder, as well as
What a
Redacted shows us that Bao was nothing more than an amazing friend, and also, even though Cinder and Redacted fought so hard to get Sack over, paying him double his rate, they were terrible clients who weren't prepared, didn't know what they wanted, and still managed to make Sack look bad in front of the audience.
I'm sorry,
even
I
though
love
he
you,
missed
but I have to
Thanksgiving
skip
just
over
to get
you.
the video done.
You know,
Yet
just get the
another
video, just get
Google
my
Doc.
video done.
It starts off with a section titled Introduction. I shouldn't have to say this. Why? So, you no doubt remember the screenshot in which Redacted was trying to blacklist Bao, Cotton, and a third VTuber from ever being able to commission I got a hoodie with a cute design on top, and I had side bangs covering my eyes. On April 4th, 2025, so a year later, Cinder debuted a sports hoodie with side bangs covering her eyes similar to mine. Is this a coincidence, or is it truly her trying to copy everything she's doing? I don't know, I'll let you decide. She then continues, there are some instances that I do not have screenshots of. For example, I remember posting about my first ASMR stream. The day that I was supposed to do said stream, Cinder plugged her ASMR channel. I thought it was a bit suspect, but brushed it off. I don't have any screenshots of the comments and bullying that I received from her community. There were too many that it became too much to keep track of, and just started ignoring them because I never wanted to save images of their words that hurt me. I didn't even want to read the harassing comments in the first place. I just wanted to be left alone and be happy in my own space. I received a DM on January 25th, 2023. I will not disclose who the sender was without their consent. The sender expressed to me that they were getting bullied by Cinder and certain members of Cinder's community because she too had fire in her ears. I never responded to the DM because I wanted to stay away from drama as much as
Bro, imagine gatekeeping fire. Imagine gatekeeping a natural element. That's crazy to me. You know what? I'm going to make a crocodile fucking VTuber model with flames coming out of its eye sockets, maybe. I don't fucking know. Not really, because that'd just be fucking stupid. That'd be fucking dumb. But I'm dumb. It fit. And now I have to draw that. Can I get some gifted subs in here, please, chat? That's not here, but it's fine.
possible. Here's what the DM said. Hey, you popped in my feed, and can I just say I love your design? I had a rather odd question, I suppose. Have you had any messages from the VTuber Cinder regarding your design? This may seem out of nowhere, but I'm only asking because I had made an original character like a while back, and I was accused by her and others of stealing her design because my dog girl had flames in the ears, and her fans claimed that was exclusive to her design. It was this whole big ordeal on Twitter, so I wondered if anything similar had happened to you yet? I would like to clarify, I, myself, am not saying your design looks like hers. I was scrolling, saw your totally awesome design. When I saw the flames near/in the ears, I had flashbacks and thought to myself, oh no. So I guess this is just my curiosity getting the best of me. Spite continues in her document saying, I'm just very saddened and disappointed in this situation. I had my suspicions about this, but I've never wanted to be a part of drama, so I kept quiet. I've also seen what happens when a creator stands up for themselves and receives major backlash even if they're in the right, so I've never vocalized my concerns. I've always designed my own models. I've gotten inspiration from Cerberus with the chains and spikes, Disney's Hades, and because I call myself Goth Girlfriend, I was inspired by Sam and Ember from Danny Phantom, plus many other of our goth crushes that we've had growing up. I just focused on myself and my friends. Meanwhile, I had eyes on me the whole time. Knowing that I was being watched and talked poorly about really hurts, especially when they never attempted to interact with me. I did my best to go through and find what I could and get appropriate screenshots. It's crazy because I didn't know who Cinder was until she debuted her live 2D. I just wanted to exist peacefully as a VTuber and spend my time drama-free. I woke up this morning in shock. It's terrifying and hurtful to know that someone could attempt to blacklist me when I've never even spoken to them. I hope going forward that no one else has to experience anything like this. Thank you guys for being supportive towards me. I love this community so much. Please go and give love and support to all those who have unfortunately been involved in the situation. Please support Nanolus, who was very brave enough to speak up, and the VTubers who were affected. Please support my first model mama, the wonderful Maui Live, and also my most recent model mama, the wholesome R. REVT. Thank you for taking the time to read this. So as I said in the beginning of this document, this was one of the last two remaining pieces of the puzzle. Who was this Cerberus that they were so upset? Not a call for or an excuse for anyone to turn the situation was to climb the soul.
No, I'm calling for it to be a witch hunt. The fuck? You do not get to do this to people and get away with it. And get away with it like this. No. You deserve to be shamed for behavior like this. Just outright like just dissing your friends, dissing people behind people's backs and shit. Like, no, you should be ashamed of yourself if you do this. Especially someone who views you as a friend. Be ashamed of yourself that you bring yourself to that low. Like, if you have something to say about that person, say it to their fucking face. Don't be a bitch. Alright? Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Be man enough to confront someone face to face. Alright,
Social and content
back
ladder and
here.
grow her brand. I am fully aware how common that attitude is and that that's just how you grow in this sphere, but I personally don't have the emotional fortitude or bandwidth to have friendships for the express purpose of growth. For the record, I think it's fine to have that view and approach to content creation, but I also reserve the right to simply not vibe with someone. I would much rather not associate with someone at all than pretend to be their friend for the purposes of growing my brand. The only time I had actually talked to her directly was during my meet and greet at TwitchCon 2023. I had just finished my meet and greet, and as I was wrapping up, she walked directly
I'm still clicked on Discord.
to the screen to meet me.
I would never like be friends with someone just to grow my brand. Right? If I'm friends with you, I'm friends with you, right? Even if we're not fucking cool, right? At the moment, I'ma still have your back if the situation comes up, right? I'm not going to abuse friendships, if that makes sense. Now, if you cut me the fuck off, right? Then I'ma question it. I'm not gonna push it because, like, hey, shit happens in life. Not everyone's gonna get along at every given point in time, right? Now, for a while, I was putting people into uncomfortable and unsafe situations by getting extremely drunk. I have since quit alcohol. In fact, I am drinking nothing but water at the moment. Trying to be healthier, if you will. Making healthier life choices. Changing myself for the better one day at a time. That's all you can. That's all we can do as humans, right? And that's my advice to Cinder in this situation. Learn from this. Learn what wrong, what you did wrong. As instead of making a PR statement and all that, learn what you did wrong. Learn from your mistake, right? Learn from this and come out the other side as a better person. That is the only thing you can do. That is one piece of advice that I can give you. You are the wrongdoer in this case. So you gotta learn you made some serious fucking errors here that you have to learn from. You took friendships for granted. That was your mistake. Learn from that and be a better person in the future. Right? Never take a friendship for granted. Right? No matter what they are, no matter what they do to you, never take it for granted. Jealousy is okay to have, but be open about how you're feeling. Like, hey, that kind of made me feel this type of way, right? Right? Be open about your feelings to them as they are your friends. They're not going to. And talking behind someone's back is just bullshit. Say it to their face. Don't talk behind their back. Right? Don't just up and like, bow is this, bow is that, and don't gatekeep things from other people. If an artist wants to work with one of your friends, let that artist work with one of your friends. If an animator wants to work with one of your friends, let them work with one of your friends, right? We need to like showing love is almost uncommon anymore with people in this world. It's insane.
Had someone else take a picture of us together. I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter later on. And as you can see, this is a tweet from Cinder back in October 20th, 2023 with her saying, "Stop by to say hi after my meet, Wolf Girls." Really making it seem like her and Silver were friends and knew each other when that wasn't the case at all. Silver then continues saying, "After the meet and greet, she contacted my manager at Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told them I would rather not collab, but accepted her friend request on Discord after turning her down. In private DMs, she reached out and asked me to do merch or another various form of collab to be monetized, to which I again declined. I will always prioritize my mental health and peace over any potential profit that would make me feel used transactionally and put me out of my comfort zone." So these are the DMs with her Mythic manager saying, "Also, Cinder really loved meeting you and wanted to collab, so I told her I'd let you know, and I could throw you guys."
I love Silvervale. I love her content. All right. I'm not like a huge follower, but I will tune. I've tuned into a couple of her streams just to lurk at night. Like I've tuned into like one or two of her late night streams just to lurk, and was not disappointed. 10 out of 10. Recommend. Very easy to fall asleep to. Now, now when I used to tune into her content, I used to tune into her content late at night when I would be like, oh, okay, I'll just go to sleep to this. Now my late at night is obviously probably not her late at night, and it was usually towards the end of her streams anyway. But still, it was very soothing.
Guys in a group chat if you're.
But am I still following her on Twitch? I need to verify a lot of this shit. Am I still following half these people on Twitch? Because for a while I was not. Oh, Fight is live. Fuck. Here, take my second follow, you bitch. Let me follow half these people. Make sure I still follow them. If not, I'm gonna drop my follow. Let's see. Fight. There we go. There's that one. Fuck. Damn, I just fucking died. Alrighty. And do I still follow Bow? There you go. Like, I follow all of them. I just had to make sure I was still following half of the people I said I was following. Because a lot of these were on like an older account I used to have that I used to follow them on. Oh, sorry. Like, I'm
They were
newer to
interested,
streaming.
to which Silvervale said,
Like an
"Hello, I
alt
appreciate
account I
the
used to.
sentiment, but I prefer to
My
not do
late night.
collabs."
I
Their
have an
manager said,
account
"No worries,
designated
hope you're
for
having a good
alternate
weekend." To which she
stuff
said,
where
"Oh, thanks,
just
I'm
for
trying
viewing
to, just
purposes.
busy on lots of IRL stuff coming up, lol. Sorry for not being interested in collabs, I just like to do my own thing, but I'm always open to messages, lol. I hope you had fun at the con and everything went okay." So these are the brief DMs she had with Cinder. Silver starts off the conversation after accepting her friend request saying, "Hi." Cinder then replies with, "Hi Silver, sorry for getting back to you late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon. I guess a lot of us got sick after the last couple parties. I hope you had a good time at your meet and greet. It was nice to see you there. But yeah, no worries if you don't prefer to stream together. My manager suggested something more like sponsorships, merch, music, or some kind of other project together that maybe Mythic could help with if needed. I'd love to chat more either way." To which Silver replied with, "No worries, it's been super hectic and busy for everyone, lol. I hope you're feeling better. I'm really flattered by the persistence, but I'm just not interested in transactional relationships with anyone. I hope you can understand." So then we go back to Redacted's DMs about Silver and we realize just how unhinged both he and Cinder were, accusing Silver of copying Cinder with that spinning figure and saying things like, "Oh, we just want Silver to recognize Cinder because she's a big VTuber," and typing in all caps and the marketing potential and money they could make if they teamed up. Adding, "I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them, like they need to one-up each other because Silver can't get along." Bro, she literally said in the DMs she's just not interested in transactional relationships, and she
Yeah,
was as
fucking
nice as possible. I've already said this multiple times in this video, but man, this is so weird. Silver then
weird. This is like unhinged Karen. This is like Karen level unhinged. Don't question why I'm an expert on Karen behavior. I totally did not do a 24-hour stream watching nothing but Karen. That stemmed from pure masochism and went a bit too far. Yeah, no, I that was just torture. Never again.
continues in her document saying, "I had a new Life 2D models in the works for my birthday with Nano, which was
Maybe.
eventually cancelled.
500 subs on YouTube and I'll do it again on YouTube. 24 hours. Karen only.
I was devastated as Nana was the one who originally asked if she could do this model because she was excited to make it with all the new things she had learned, and my birthday was special. At the time, the reason given was health and stress reasons, which made sense given how much was on Nano's plate, and despite my disappointment, expressed my support for her prioritizing her health. I am now aware that the actual reason for her declining to work with me on my birthday model was external pressure from Redacted and Cinder. Words cannot describe how heartbroken I was and am. She then attaches a screenshot with her and Nano in DMs, with Nano saying, "Silver, I have to cancel the model commission. I'm sorry, my manager told me I have to cancel the most commissions possible for health reasons. I've been working too hard and it's getting into me. I really apologize for this inconvenience." Silver replies with, "I was looking forward to it so much. I love your art so much and I've been so excited for a new model from you. I understand though. You have to prioritize your health and taking care of yourself. I hope your health improves and you feel better. Make sure to get lots of rest and relaxation. Do you know if you'll be able to do it next year at all? Don't feel pressured or anything, just asking." Nano replies with, "I'm sorry, it hurts me a lot too. I just wish I could work on everything I could, but I believe I can still go for your model sometime next year. Yeah." Silver then says, "That's okay. I know you have a ton on your plate and can't imagine how stressful it must be. Do you think you can still do Gamer Subs tub art?" And Nano says, "Oh yeah, illustrations are okay." And of course, they were only okay in the eyes of Redacted and Cinder, who were manipulating the hell out of her. And here Silver attaches two images that we already saw in Nano's document, and here we can see Redacted was saying, "You didn't tell Silver you canceled because of Cinder, did you?" What's even crazier here is that this message was completely uncensored too, in which Redacted said, "Well, let's see if Geary wants a Nano model or not, and hope Silver finds someone else."
He brought Gary into it? Mm.
So this is yet another content creator that was added to this mess that we weren't even aware of. Silver continues, "I didn't think much of it at the time, but Cinder messaged me on Discord right before my model was cancelled. She celebrated that we shared art despite the fact that at the same time she and Redacted were actively working to take the potential for more away." Here you can see a private message from Cinder to Silver saying, "Hey Silver, I just got your Gamer Sub stuff in the mail and it looks amazing. It's so cute that we both have Nano's art on our merch since she's both our model mama." This is unhinged psychopathic behavior, bro. Does this person even feel shame?
To answer your question, Mujin, no, they do not. They do not feel shame. They don't feel shame. They do not feel pity. They feel nothing but but jealousy and envy of others. That is a fact. This is a very we are dealing with a very, 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 very jealous individual who can't handle the fact that they are not the center of attention in the friend group. And in order to become the center of attention in the friend group, backstabbing and other things were necessary. What made her unique is this nano art, and people love this nano art. So let's ice that let's ice that for ourselves without actually paying for exclusivity, right? Now, I'm never going to pay for exclusivity. I feel an artist should be free to spread their wings to the skies. Work with other creators. Work with the people you want to work with, right?
At this point, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Silver then ends this document with a section moving forward. Cinder and Redacted have spent years sabotaging me for no understandable reason. I have never done anything to warrant this other than just existing as Silvervale. They actively sought to get my models and art cancelled, and based on the messages I have seen and shared above, seem to have not had any second thoughts about doing so. It's hard to express how crushing a feeling it is to be talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and to know opportunities and friendships were taken away for what I can only assume is spite and insecurity. There is no end to the amount of anxiety I feel knowing that if these rumors were expressed to Nano, I have to assume they were expressed to others as well. I hope this document and the evidence presented will convince you that I'm not the person that Cinder and Redacted tried to convince people that I am. Thank you for taking the time to read this, and I hope that any and all of the people who have been affected by this can get the closure and peace that they deserve. Yeah, for the first time in this video, I'm speechless. I'm just glad that Cinder focused on VTubing and not politics, otherwise she would have become the next
She would have became the next goddamn evil German funny mustache man. Evil Austrian, I should say. Let me at least be historically accurate. The evil Austrian artist. There we go.
dictator or something. Make no mistake, this happened because Silvervale had boundaries. This happened because Cinder would not take no for an answer. This happened because she's an unhinged psychopath.
This happened because Cinder is a Karen. Plot twist. Her name was Karen all along. I don't fucking know, and if it is, I'm sorry. But the writing is on the goddamn wall. And it's in your blood. But no, like, this is just pure Karen behavior. Like, oh, you can't have this art. You said no to me? I'm gonna get all of your artists and shit canceled. Oh my fucking god, fuck you. Fuck your mother. Fuck your art. Fuck your model. Oh my god. Like, no. Like, oh my god. You are the most unhinged individual I have ever seen. And you pretended to be friends with these people. What kind of fucking monster are ya? Good lord. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I hate people like this. Right? I hate people like this. This is just annoying, just deceitful, right? Talking behind someone's back, especially like they did, is just fucking cowardly. They were so kind about it too, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just not really into financial relationships. Which is fair. Not everybody is down to do a collab. Me, I'm always down to do a collab with anybody. I don't give a fuck, right? But but well, everyone except for Cinder, obviously. Like, no, I could never. All right. Bullying other creators is just not okay, right? right? Being this unhinged of an individual is just not okay. Seek mental help. Seek fucking therapy, please. Maybe your time as a VTuber, you should probably fucking graduate. Yes, I used the proper VTuber term that I learned from a Musion video I watched before. It was the Doki Bird and the Doki Bird slash Selen Tatsugi incident that I watched before, where I learned about the term graduation, about the term graduation in VTubing. That, and of course Gargoro, who I watched a bit of. I mainly watched stuck to her YouTube channel though. I didn't really follow her Twitch channel. I was never there live, if you know what I mean. But I did enjoy her YouTube channel. It's a shame that she's graduating though. Gonna miss her content. I hope she comes back as like her indie character or whatever, because her personality is just built for streaming, right? Her personality is just built for it, right? It's built for streaming, built for entertaining. She is one of the few people I can say is, even with the lewd model, is purely entertaining, right?
With all these different documents and everyone understanding the real nature of who Cinder was, her career was effectively burning to cinders. Sorry about that. People were very patiently waiting for a more complete statement.
What did she
So
say?
after losing over 10,000 followers and waiting more than 24 hours, she finally just published it 6 minutes ago. My apology. Let's see if this can actually save her career. Cinder starts off by saying, "There's nothing I can say to make this better, but I will try my best to properly convey my feelings, frustrations, and mistakes. Break." And even she continues, "Model by her, then the innate value of her models overall are diminished by there being an oversaturation of that type of model out there. If everyone in the world had a VTuber model done by her, then the value of having her model wouldn't be the same as if there were only a handful of them, which she viewed as a negative for me. I understand where he was coming from with this, but in the VTuber space, this isn't something we should have pursued, so I was never upset seeing new model siblings. In many cases, I was there cheering them on at their debuts, and looking to collab with them as sisters when I could." Oh, you mean how you met up with Silver at TwitchCon, cheered that you guys are both wolf sisters, and then stabbed her in the back? Yeah, that
Just so nonchalant about it, Musha. Damn. I mean, I wasn't just about to say the same fucking thing. Bro, I dead ass was about, like, bro, imagine saying that, and like I always am there cheering them on. Meanwhile, you're like plotting. She's there cheering them on with a knife behind her back and shit. Bro, someone make fan art of that. Oh my god, like her just there cheering on like fucking cheering on everyone in here with a knife behind her back. That would be some next level just ownage. But like, when the artists start fucking coming at you, you did a bad.
that, that makes sense. She continues and says, "Me saying it's just business was referring to my acceptance of Nano's business decisions, whether she chose to work with me or not. This was not in reference to anyone's model being cancelled, further explaining to her that it's okay if she chooses not to work with me. I can understand where the next part can sound manipulative, but my intention was to reminisce about the journey we had together up to this point, since at this time I wasn't sure if this is where Nano and I would stop working together as frequently as we had been, and I'd have to look for a new model artist. I then encouraged her to work on projects she's excited about while I talk with Red to find a project that would work with her schedule." That's definitely looking at things with the perspective of best case scenario. Like, I want to believe that's the case, but with how Red was talking, it just makes it very hard to believe. She continues.
No, I believe at that point in time, Red was going AWOL, and Cinder really couldn't do anything about it. Right? Red was going AWOL, doing what he thinks is best for business, while Cinders is here taking the fire for it. That part I think is genuine, right? Right there, I think is genuine. I will say that, Mushin, and to everyone out there, that part and that part alone, I think was genuine, because I read through that part, and even I can see where this could come off as where this could be actually be like her genuine feelings in this way, right? I could see that, right? So that message, I'm gonna have to be like, okay, I'm gonna put an asterisk on that one being her being like manipulative and shit like that. Just an asterisk on it, it still could very much well be the case, right? But I could see from the other perspective, like, oh, I'm just like, yeah, it's just for business. It's what's best for business, right? You do what you need to do, hon, to do better for yourself, right? I could see her coming from that perspective as well, because at that point, her manager's AWOL. When someone goes AWOL, it's hard to manage that in any capacity, right?
When talking about Silvervale, I need to start at the beginning. Before I was Cinder, I was a pink cherry blossom girl named Tashi that did ASMR content. When the VTuber boom happened in 2020, I knew I wanted to join in. Red and I contacted an artist in October and they were set to start my VTuber design by December. The plan was to take my cherry blossom persona Tashi and make her a pink and white wolf girl VTuber. In November of that same year, Silvervale revealed her Sakura wolf redesign. I had heard of Silvervale earlier that year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. We knew we had to pivot before we were stuck with a design that would just be a copy of one of the most popular VTubers at the time. Like I've explained many times on my stream, I knew I wanted to be a wolf girl, so I mixed my love of Okami and metal music into the design and came out with a hellhound. My name was originally going to be Ember, but Red came up with the name Cinder since it was a mix of Sin and Cinder, both hell and fire themed. It was only a coincidence that it ended up being similar to Silver. I was genuinely interested in pursuing a friendship with her and drew fan art myself of us together. See, that would be considered wholesome, but then teeters on the borderline of being a stalker when we know how hard she tried to be friends with her and then ended up backstabbing her. She continues, on the other hand, Red was in my ear the whole time saying how great working together would be since again he's been the business-oriented side of my brand. Since I started streaming, I have been ruthlessly compared to Silvervale, being called the discount version of her. I was accused of copying her design, copying her personality, and even copying her laugh of all things. And there was a large number of people who were diehard believers in the fact that I stole all of these attributes maliciously for my own gain, citing the art I posted of us together, calling her an inspiration, when in reality this was referring to the decision to become a hellhound. The only time Silvervale was mentioned in the original designing of my character was when we explained why we were pivoting to something else, and there were no references of her character involved. I grew more and more resentful of Silver over time between the constant belittling of myself, a controversy around my first waifu cup, and other incidents, even though she herself never interacted with me directly. And it was also that fact that made me insecure, like I wanted to know if she believed all these things or not. It really felt as if she didn't like that I even existed in the same space. So at the point I was working with Nano consistently, we brought up not making any more models for her. If a VTuber model is how everyone recognizes you, then it'd be harder to compare us directly if we no longer look alike or have that shared similarity. It was a wrong and selfish decision, but it made me feel
This is where you lost that, and that's where you lost it. That's where you lost. That's where it's that you started getting more manipulative. Red, I think you were the one who initiated it, and Red took that up to 11. Red said, "Okay, we're doing this, then we're fucking doing it, lads." Right? Um, but let's continue.
The outfit was a last-minute decision to pivot from a fully new 3.0 model because I had the opportunity to work with gamer subs on an AFK flavor. Spike never should have received the hate comments over her outfit or any comments comparing us or belittling her because of my existence, and I never advocated for anyone to do so, especially given my experience. In regards to Spike, I'll let you decide. Was it a coincidence that so many outfits matched each other? And is it a coincidence that every time Cinder complained about anything to Red, he would make it personal? Anyway, she continues. Spite also brought up another creator who reached out to her about their experience with me, and I can only assume it's Niantails. They are an ASMR artist who at one point posted a Hellhound original character for one of their upcoming ASMR videos, and it was undoubtedly created using me as a reference. This was right after my debut, and like I said, I was very protective of my design elements being unique to me and I overreacted. Shortly after, I apologized and they agreed to adjust the character design, and I thought the matter was settled. At the very start of my online career, I was a girlfriend experienced ASMR artist. Before I started my channel, I had gotten into listening to roleplay audios myself. I had always been a shut-in throughout high school and college, and I wasn't happy with where my life and relationship were at the time. After uploading my first few audios, my channel started growing fast. This was the first time I was inundated with so many people wanting to know me and talk to me, and I got lost in the excitement of it all, not fully coming to terms with these messages being because of the kind of content I was making. I was immature and inexperienced with how to conduct myself online. I have never had many IRL friends and had met Rain doing ASMR. I quickly became comfortable chatting with him about everything, divulging my grievances about my personal life to Nano. I'm do too. At the end of the day, I am what everyone else around me would have felt. I had no intentions of pressuring you into anything, but looking back on my clouded judgment, I can see how my messages felt that way. Thankful for your willingness to complete about your design that weren't true, and I'm so devastated that the friendship so special to me may understandably never be mended again. again. I love my job and I love all the friends I've had. Thank you for reading. Signed, Cinder. Woo, what a read. My voice is almost gone. What did I get out of this? Well, it was kind of what I was expecting. There's nothing she can really say that can repair what happened. Sure, Redacted was her manager, he was doing the talking for her, and even if we were to believe her and give her the benefit of the doubt 100%, we still have proof, and she admitted that she was purposefully targeting Silver.
Yeah, she admitted that. She admitted that she was being like now, and there's a lot of proof that she was genuinely being manipulative. Like that second part that Nano posted in the beginning. Oof, that was the nail in the coffin. Because before that, I'm like, okay, the manager's AWOL, but Cinder's being like trying to be genuine here. That second bit is like, oh yeah, it's just for business. Boom, bombshell. Fuck out of here. Case closed. Case closed. Gaslight girl boss. Hell no. Right? Like I went through this entire thing except for like the cheating portion because I felt like there like I felt like that one was like not really as like important to everything. Like there it's important. Like cheating is a big deal and it should be shamed. But compared to everything else, I think it was it was at this point it's an unnecessary like gut punch pretty much out of nowhere. Just like face punch, gut punch. Oh damn, oh damn, you're on the ground. Oh, I got you good there, didn't I? Like it's just that unnecessary excessive force blow. You feel me? So yeah, so yeah. But she did cheat on her boyfriend with a guy named Rain. They were in DM forever. She was very very weird with him, and yeah. Let's move on to finish the video off.
All of this was also happening over the last couple of years. We were so close to begin Live 2D and rigging, and to now find out that just the day before I shared my sadness, this is the conversation that happened that ruined months of debut prep, planning, merch preparation. If you want to apologize to me, please do it properly and stop hiding behind red. About attaching the two screenshots we already saw in Nano's document and a new screenshot showing the group chat where she vented about Nano dropping her. It's just not adding up. This apology is only making things worse and even weirder for Cinder. Shy Lily replied to this apology, and here's what she had to say. The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and
Lily, get the
gaslight is
rabbit weapon,
absolute
goddammit!
insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I have never been so heartbroken and hurt so badly for my friends. You are the fakest person
Damn.
I've ever had the displeasure of supporting, reading, and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages, while having to sit here and read through these bullshit lies you spin makes me want to vomit. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man was up to, when everyone who shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, sharing every waking moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friends, is sickening. I have experienced your own actions without red, in a situation where in your own screenshotted words you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceeded to throw one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning just
Lily,
because you consistently chose business over friends, never feeling bad for failing them. Just to earn the bag and compete with me over a V-Card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact date your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them, instead blaming me for a collab you rescheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass when you realized you were being a bad friend. Why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to on one of the most important days in that friend's career? Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up people who are the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way. You claim that it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you've done is try to shove it away and admit nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences in your career and try to salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration, and I'm especially sorry for your fans. Pyropups deserve better. Wow.
Fuck the Flavormurph. She got the Panzer just fucking doof. Damn. Fucking cooked her ass. Golly. Fucking got the Panzer just said, fire in the fucking hole. God damn. God damn. Put her in the Krankenhaus. Got me saying all my German words today. Shy Lily went off. And she went off in stream too. Oh my god, that was I know it's like a serious thing, but I couldn't help but laugh. That was hilarious to me. Raging people will always be funny to me. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. When people scream at me, I laugh. It's just. I think it's a trauma response. Maybe I don't know. It's like, oh! Especially if I'm causing them to scream, like rage scream, not like, oh my god, why are you hurting me? Like not that kind of scream, but more like the you motherfuck, like that kind of scream. It just tickles my soul in a way. I don't know why. I have no idea. I have no idea why. But like that, especially if it's in like a foreign accent to myself. I know I'm supposed to take it seriously, but the high pitched foreign accents, I just can't. I just can't take them seriously when they're angry. It's hilarious to me. And it's nothing against those high pitched foreign accents and foreign dialects. It's literally just damn, like goddamn, you're that. Especially if I'm not now. I mainly laugh if I'm not now. If I'm involved in it, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna laugh. I'll do my best to hold in my laughter to give you as much respect as possible, as you are giving me the respect of flipping out of my face. Okay, I'm gonna give you some respect as well, right? But I'm also not going. But I'm still going to be giggling in your face like a schoolgirl, right? Um, but she went the fuck off with this statement. Like this is just calling Cinder out for what she is, for what it's worth. Now, me, I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt. That's why, like I said, I felt with the one part of the message she was being genuine with how she was feeling, right? Which is fair. Which is fair. Everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt. Everyone deserves everyone deserves a second chance as long as they earn it. If they earn that second chance, everyone deserves it, right? No matter who you are, what you have done, right? Um, we're all human beings at the end of the day. We all make fucking mistakes. Some mistakes are worse than others. One could say that the the Führer from 1941, that Führer's mother made the greatest mistake of all. Eh, eh. I'll take my leave. But yeah, no. This whole situation is just insane to me,
You know, Shy
and
Lily
I
typically
felt it
avoids
had to
drama
be
even when
addressed in
there's her
some
name
way.
involved. She avoids it. She never gives it any attention. But this time, not only did she have something to say, she gave out a career ending statement, bro. And speaking of
Exactly.
career ending, Cinder's post has almost as many comments as likes, with many people expressing their discontent. The most liked reply here is Buff Pup saying, dude, f off. And as you can see, some of the biggest independent VTubers on the planet are here saying how disappointed they are, while simultaneously not being in the slightest convinced by anything in this quote unquote apology of hers. It's a disaster. But you would be gravely mistaken if you thought this was the end. No, this incident is the gift that keeps on giving. Aru, the literal ass behind the Invisible Woman in Marvel Rivals, yeah, I'm not even kidding, they actually used her as reference, but more importantly, she's a streamer and content creator who used to be a VTuber and is on friendly terms with Silvervale. She revealed to us after Cinder's catastrophic apology that her weird obsessive slash stalker behavior towards Silvervale didn't start in 2023. This went on for way longer, and she tried to use Aru to get to her. Here's what she had to say in her statement. I hadn't planned on tweeting anything about this until I saw Cinder's apology. While I wasn't hurt to the extent others were, it's clear now that I was lied to and used, not treated as a friend, but as a tool. I first met Cinder during a Twitch Rivals tournament and really looked up to her. We hit it off, messaged a lot, and got even closer at TwitchCon 2022, where I spent most of the day with her in red. At one point, she noticed I was mutuals with Silvervale, someone I admired since meeting her at PAX, and asked if I could introduce her. I thought she was just a fan like I was. Cinder invited me to go with her to Silvervale's meet and greet, and it meant a lot to me. As someone who didn't grow up with many social invitations due to being homeschooled in a foreign country, that gesture felt special. But looking back, I realized she only invited invited me because she thought I could give her access to Silvervale. After I introduced them, Cinder pushed me to ask Silvervale for a collab. I'm someone who rarely initiates collabs. I prefer to build friendships off stream first or let things happen naturally. Still, I went out of my comfort zone to help because I believe she genuinely admired Silvervale. Now I know that wasn't true, and realizing she actually harbored resentment the whole time makes me feel completely used. I wasn't a person to her, just a connection. I did message Silvervale about the collab the first time, but when Cinder followed up again, I brushed it off because I didn't want to pressure her. Over time, I started noticing that Cinder didn't treat me like a real friend, more like a means to an end. Sometimes she made it clear IRL that she didn't even like me, and I can't help but think it's because I didn't push harder for the collab. By 2023, our interactions had nearly stopped. Still, I tried to keep things friendly in DM/IRL because I didn't know how to stand up for myself or set boundaries. Don't worry, even if you set boundaries, she would have still found a way to backstab.
Fucking Motion taking the words right out of my mouth. God damn it, man. But no, even if you would have set boundaries, she would have found a way to. She would have found a way to be like. She wouldn't have stabbed her in the back. She would have found a way to gaslight her into thinking the boundaries didn't exist. She would have found a way to gaslight her into burning her boundaries to cinders, if you will.
Stab you, right? Look at Silvervale.
I'll
Anyway,
take my leave.
she continues, that's changed now for obvious reasons. It's hard to say, but Cinder's apology doesn't feel genuine, especially not towards Silvervale. The truth is, Cinder isn't the only one who makes others in this space feel used or small. People like her, Yaki, and others made me feel
The
like the best
Yaki
choice for
Risu
myself
name
was to
drop.
step away
Damn.
from VTubing entirely and made me afraid to build new connections. But as I said yesterday, there are good people in this space, and they're the ones worth holding on to. Don't let the bad ones stop you from being your genuine self. To my community, I think I'd like to try coming back to VTubing. When we talked about it last night, hearing how much all of you love the VTubing streams honestly hit me hard. It made me sad to realize I gave up on something I loved just because of the shitty, awful people who poisoned the space for me. To the friends I pulled away from because I was trying to protect my peace, I'm sorry. I'd love the chance to reconnect and rebuild those friendships. I started VTubing because I believed in the joy and creativity of this community. It's heartbreaking to see that spirit dimmed by people who take advantage of others' kindness, hold them accountable, call it out. What I went through wasn't nearly as intense as what Nanolis experienced, but I do understand how hard it is to say no to a friend, especially when they make you feel like you're the only one who can help. I truly hope everyone affected by Cinder can heal and move forward, and I'm sorry for any negativity this situation has brought up from my side as well. She then links 3 different images of DMs between her and Cinder. The first image is from 2022, and it's Cinder starting off the conversation saying, would you want to come meet Silvervale with me at 2:30 p.m? Aru then says, of course, Aru and Silvervale, with Silver saying, hi, it was amazing seeing you too. Aru then says, I was wondering if you'd ever be down to play some games off stream if had time. Totally understandable if you're too busy though. Cinder and I were just talking about how fun it would be to have a canine night. Cinder was the hellhound that was with me at the meet and greet. Silvervale then said, that would be a ton of fun. I've been really busy lately with the con prep and stuff, but things have been calming down lately. There's also a 4th image, so it wasn't just 3, and these are DMs with Cinder and Aru around a couple weeks after the initial meetup, and it's Cinder saying, hey Aru, have you heard if we collab with us? Shortly after this disastrous apology, Bao went live to talk about it, and look, it was very emotional. Here's what she had to say. I'll let her do the talking.
Around what I would have done if I was in their shoes. I just I can't understand. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. We had been through so much offline and online.
Lily, get the panda.
And
Shove it up Cinder's ass for me, please.
there's nothing more confusing and more painful than
Don't ask.
seeing.
That I know Bao's talking. Respect to Bao. But and I hate to make a joke when she's being like this emotional. It's getting me emotional. And my trigger reflex for emotionalism is to crack a joke. That's just who I am. Um um but yeah, no. Cinder, the only advice I can give you is to hear all the feedback, pay attention to all the feedback, and learn from it. You are in the wrong. Admit you're in the wrong, which I guess you kind of did, right? You kind of did. You pushed it a lot onto Red, but you should really admit that, hey, I was wrong. I fucked up. And start looking into steps to do better. Don't. Your career as a VTuber is most likely over, right? It's not going to come back. It's not going to you're not going to gain any more traction. I mean, you could try restarting with a brand new model, brand new character, brand new everything, but you're not going to have that same success as you did with the character of Cinder. So, might as well, I would say graduate. That is your only option right now is to graduate, graduate peacefully, graduate. You've made decent money, time to graduate and move on to maybe a retail job or two. Learn to learn from the other side of that coin. Learn from the major learn to be more learn what other people are going through and learn to be more empathetic to other people's situations. Oh fuck.
Someone in your friend group be so kind and so warm to everyone around you, and feeling that they have slowly become colder and colder towards you, and not knowing what you did or if it's your imagination,
Mm.
but because everyone loves them, you don't know if you want to say anything. And so you keep it to yourself, and you keep hoping it's your imagination. But then the cruel realization hits that it wasn't. And it's even more worse than you could have ever imagined.
I'm gonna end it here before I break that before I get extremely angry when I start shouting nonsense at the camera for about 10 minutes straight. Um how dare you, Cinder? How dare you? How dare you do that to someone? Like that is just not okay. You damaged your friendships like this. You are the cause of the damage to your friendships like this. You are the cause of it. You are the root cause, the main attraction in the narcissist roulette, I guess. You damaged your entire career this way. You have no one to blame but yourself. It's not Red's fault, as you could have stepped it as there's no possible way that for 2 years straight you did not know this was happening. It was even brought to your attention. It was brought to your attention, and still you deny it. You act like you had no clue. Nano brought it to your attention. You should have confronted Red right there, told him to back the fuck off. Stop making unnecessary enemies of my friends. Right? That should have been your first go to, but it wasn't. That wasn't your first go to. Was your first your first choice should have been Red. Back the fuck off. Right? Allow me to tell you in words that you would understand. You see, what you did was bad for business. That being an understatement of the century, but still, what you did literally is go to every one of your friends and slap them in the face. Like, ha, yeah, that's what you get for believing I was a nice person. Bye, and just leave. Like, you are genuinely not a good person, and I hope you learn from this and become better. That is the best possible outcome of this incident is that you learn from this, you graduate, you become a better person, and hey, maybe down the line you get a fresh new chance with a new character, right? But right now, VTubing is not in your cards anymore. VTubing is not streaming in general is just not in your cards anymore. It's unfortunate but true. You're going to have a bunch of hate in your chat to where your mods are going to have to be working overtime. And you've been cut off from a lot of raid potential, like viewer potential from not only Shy Lily's followers, not only from viewers, right? Not only from Silverveil's viewers, right? Like you screwed yourself pretty much. You screwed the pooch. It's time to hit that panic button, reset everything, start from, if anything, start from scratch. New character, new model, new everything. Right? There's nothing you can do about it. There's no more you can do about it, right? Anyway, chat, I've rambled on long enough. I'm gonna talk to you later. Peace.